Hello everyone, it is me, Shark, here again today for another episode of the Baldesian Arsenal practice runs. I think this is like the first practice run that I've hosted ever since 3 months ago. It's been some time since then. I used to host BA runs every month for new players. And this would usually be a run at the end of the month or nearing the end of the month. Okay, sometimes it's at the end, sometimes it's early of the following month, okay, depending on my schedule. Okay, but it's usually held once a month, near the on a weekend, on the last week of the month, most of the time. Okay, most of the time. Sometimes due to scheduling issues, maybe I'm unavailable for a specific week. For the last week of the month, I may push it earlier or later by a week, so it's not rigidly stuck to the last weekend, but I try to keep it that way. Okay, recently with the DRS runs that we've been hosting as well, okay, on Saturdays over here on Materia, we also have blocked off the Saturday mornings / afternoons. Okay, so I'm unable to host them during that time slot. Okay, I have to find a different time slot. So the time slots are not fixed as well. Okay, today we'll be hosting or running BA at 2 p.m. plus 8 GMT, which is in about 23 minutes or so. But there are is flexible. The time slot that I choose is usually looking at the schedule, looking at the calendar. Okay, when there's an available time slot, it's sometimes Saturday, sometimes Sunday. And I try to avoid clashing with other events, okay, whether it's DRS, other BA runs, okay, so on and so forth. Okay, now I've usually been hosting these every month, but for the past couple of months I haven't been hosting them. Okay, mainly because of a few reasons. Number one, in the last few months, okay, I think for March and April, there was the VA anniversary event, which was running massive numbers of VAs throughout the entire months. Okay, and there was no need for me to squeeze in another BA run for those months. Okay, I took a break off during the month of May. Okay, although technically this doubles up as the one for May / June. Okay, June, obviously at the end of June will be Dawntrail, so I'm trying not to host. I'm not hosting okay, not trying I'm not hosting a BA run once Dawntrail has arrived. Okay, that's really very counterproductive. Everyone will be enjoying Dawntrail at the end of the month, so I'm just not going to be hosting BAs once Dawntrail hits. Thus, this session, today's run, will be the last BA run practice session that I'll be hosting for a while, at least until Dawntrail arrives and people have enjoyed the content in Dawntrail. Okay, so for now, just sit back and enjoy while we wait for the run to get started. I will be hopping into the VC soon and saying hi to everyone there. Hello.
You blocked my everyone can OB. I'm
What?
so sad.
What?
It doesn't show up anymore. It didn't show up yesterday either.
What's that?
My Obi-Wan Kenobi hello.
Oh, that's Obi-Wan. I see.
Yeah. I thought it was just because we got in VC2, but VC1 also doesn't say it. What have you
No, no.
done?
VC1. Okay, VC1 right, for sure doesn't say it. Just to let I guess you and everyone know, right? VC1
The
doesn't allow like if you try to mess around with the soundboard, right, you realize that it doesn't work here.
mm,
Yeah, so you try to click the soundboard. VC1 is like major events channel, so none of those
yeah.
like personal sounds will work. So VC1 obviously doesn't work, but VC2 should work. VC2 nothing's changed.
It didn't last night.
Let's see.
It didn't last
Let me check
night.
the permissions. I mean, I don't think anyone changed the permissions, so it should work.
Oh.
Maybe something. Let's see. Yeah, we'll go look through it later on. But we can test it later lah. Later, maybe after the VA run, can give it a test and see what's wrong.
I'm like, for some odd reason, all my macros are fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's not fine.
I mean.
I'm trying to like fix them now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's okay. All good. Let's remember to not turn on the keybind.
Yeah, I asked Eric if he's got some as well.
I think Eric's coming, right? Yeah, Eric should be coming along.
Yeah. She'll help me. I don't know how they deleted.
Probably. Actually, macros shouldn't disappear also either, right?
Yeah.
So maybe
I
you
think
never had it on your elemental character, right?
Of course I did.
Oh, okay.
Wow, you got like the worst memory.
No, I mean this is not something that I would remember. So,
Okay.
yeah. I mean
And
what macros you have in your macro toolbox, right, is something that you would know.
yeah.
I wouldn't memorize. I wouldn't like remember. Oh, okay, Kelly has this particular macro, that particular macro. I wouldn't know. I don't even remember which macros I have on this character and the other character.
I'm like, I think I've only got the English ones on my alt that's here, but I don't have the Japanese ones, which is.
Oh, I bring my main over already. Haha. I'm using main.
We were already here. I haven't transferred it yet.
You say alt ma, so I think alt is like the MATERIA character.
My main, yeah, it is a bit the MATERIA character one.
Oh.
My MATERIA character that I used to run this one. So
I see.
I've looked, and it's only got the English translation. I should be able to copy.
English is okay. You don't need JP for today's.
Well, maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
You wouldn't expect.
Sometimes we do have.
Yeah. Well.
In Japanese people. So. This is just not something I needed to find out 25 minutes before.
It's okay lah. Yeah. So anyway, Kana suggests that you move your macros to the shared macro section.
That's right. That's a good idea, actually.
So that it will be saved to all your characters.
That's so smart. Yeah.
I mean.
I keep forgetting about those.
Huh? You don't just use like both, man. You don't use like both the shared and I have so many macros that I have to use.
No. You can clone. This is where I've lost my Japanese translation. So you can actually clone one, and it will transfer to the other one, so that you're not having to set up your ults exactly the same way. So there's a plugin for that.
Yeah.
So that's why I think I've lost all my JP ones, because I've transferred them from my alt here in MATERIA, which is annoying.
Isn't it just saved to like a settings file and you can just rename the file?
Yes, but then that's way more how do I say it? Way more technical for Kelly to meddle with.
Too big brain. Yeah, too big brain for me.
She can work with the interfaces that the game provides to her, but like once you start diving into and this is not just Kelly, I mean anyone, even myself, if I want to meddle with like settings files and stuff, I need to just dig through the file directory and try to look for it and make sure I pick the right one and things, and then it starts to get a bit
Yeah.
complicated and you might mess it up. So ideally, you try
wait.
not to mess with those.
I might ask if someone can take over assistant then, because this is gonna take me a while.
Yeah.
Eh.
Yes,
Why?
any Eric's asking if you want to join the link shell.
Oh yeah, sure. Sorry, I can't actually see.
Yeah, because you're not
Yeah,
in the link
yeah.
shell.
But I'm on my alt at the moment.
Are you gonna
So
use the alt or are you gonna use the main?
no, I'm using the main. That's why I'm here. Like copy pasting everything from my alt.
Just put into the chat lah. Put in the chat as Kana mentioned.
Yeah.
And that'll
Yeah,
fix
yeah.
it. Then you can run it afterwards. All
I'll
good.
I'll do it.
Yeah,
I'll do
yeah.
it later. Unless Eric wants to take over.
Stop. Are you shaking, Eric? Just
Yeah.
slap.
And
Slap. Do work.
it's like
Do work.
fine. I'll do it.
This is the last one already.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see. Eric says that if he's being shucked, he should sign up. Exactly. So Eric, just reject. Just say no. Let her do it.
It's funny. Let me. Okay.
I should mark attendance and just go check.
Let me see. What is that one?
Oh, nice. So only missing you. 5, 6.
Oh yeah. Sorry. I'll.
Team 3. There's a couple of people who are not.
Why does it keep doing that? That's stupid.
Okay, so let me see. Who's in the PC? Okay, let's okay, so it's already X46 on the clock. So I'm just gonna officially kick off today's run. So this is Shark here for those who are new. First things first. Welcome to Shark's Learning BA run. Before we get started, I'd like to ask everyone to join the VC now. Obviously, because if they're not in the VC, they cannot hear us in the VC. So if you are in a party, right, just help me to type out to your party members to ask them to hop into the VC. Thank you very much. I will do the same as well. Oh, okay, let me see. Yeah, wait for Kelly to join the party first. Yeah, I'll drop you an invite. I'll drop you an invite once you join the party. Easier to find you.
I'm almost done copying.
No worries. Okay, so just to continue on, okay, hopefully people are joining into the VC now. Today's BA run is what I usually run every month. Okay, but I haven't been running this for the past 3 months, primarily because there's been a couple of events in March and April for BA. Okay, and then I took a break off May as well because of IRL stuff and being busy. So this is technically the May version, but because June is Dawntrail, right? So I'm not gonna run BA near the end of June because Dawntrail has arrived. So this functions as the very last BA run that I'll be doing for a while until we get into Dawntrail, enjoy the content in Dawntrail, and once the lull hits us, okay, there's inevitably gonna be a content lull in Dawntrail, and then we will look to starting up all these events once again, so including the BA practice runs over on Materia, okay, as well as other content lah. So for today's session, okay, welcome everyone. In case you didn't already realize, I'm Shark, okay, and I'm gonna be your host for today's BA practice session. These runs are primarily meant for new players, so I'm glad to see a lot of new sign-ups, okay, players who have marked themselves as being new. Okay, but not to worry too much. BA itself isn't particularly difficult in terms of difficulty level. It's just extremely punishing in the sense that if you die, you cannot be rezzed normally. Okay, there are actually ways to res dead players inside of BA. Okay, but this usually involves a slightly more difficult means. Okay, I will get into that in a bit. Okay, now before we get into BA itself, okay, while we're out here waiting on the pier, there's a couple of things that you want to ensure that you have before actually zoning into Hydatos. Okay, and I'm just gonna quickly run through these things. Okay, now first and foremost, if you haven't already gotten Kirin Osode or Fending or Vermilion Cloak for casters, you should probably get one. I think Eric is kindly giving them out on Pier 1 on Zervan. So if you don't have one and you would like one, kindly go and see Eric on Pier 1 on Zervan. He's being extremely generous and has been giving them out for free. If you need one,
nice.
go grab one from him on Zervan Pier 1. Okay, Zervan, the world Zervan, he's over there giving them out. Okay, the items he'll give you will be the seal, cryptic seals, and Damascene cloths. You can exchange them for a body piece. This body piece is technically biz, okay, best in slot for the entirety of Eureka. Okay, ideally you should have gotten one when you first started Animals, but you know, it's never too late. You can still get one now. Okay, not to mention if you're using different classes, you might not have spares lah. So the body piece is biz. Be sure to grab get one if you can. Now the other body armor slots, head, hands, feet, and legs. The biz gear for those are actually the elemental plus 2 gear. Okay, if you look around, you might see some people wearing them. They are shiny and glowy, but you cannot actually acquire them until you have actually done some BA. So if it's your first time, don't worry about those. Okay, you cannot actually acquire them until you have done BA itself, because the upgrade materials to upgrade them from the elemental plus 1 to plus 2 is found inside BA itself. Okay, the process is supposed to be you do BA, get some token upgrade items, do more BA, accumulate them until you have enough to upgrade a piece of gear, rinse and repeat until you have upgraded all the sets. Okay, having said this, nowadays you are more than likely to clear BA before you actually fully upgrade all your gear, so it's not too bad. Okay, Ovni is up. I think we will. There's still quite a few people who are not here yet. So let's just. Let me think of this. 3 people. Okay, no, let's just skip this Ovni. We'll do the next one. So we'll start at about 20 minutes past 2 so about 20 to 25 minutes from now. Yeah, we'll do the next one. We'll skip this one. This is still got 7 minutes before time, and I usually try to wait until after the start time before we actually begin. If it pops up in X05 or X08, then we'll rush. But for now, it's before time, so we'll do the first one after the start time. Yep. Thanks. So just take it down if you all can, and we'll do the next one. Thanks very much for letting me know. Okay, now resuming my explanations. So other than your gear, other item slots in your on your character, so accessories, gears, weapons, just use whatever best item you have. Okay, the eye level will be synced, so just use whatever eye level, 500, 600 is fine. It will just be synced down. Other than gear, you also want to make sure you have food. Okay, food works inside BA as well as Hydatos. Okay, and any potions that you might wish to bring, okay, that's up to you. Strictly speaking, not really necessary. Okay, we don't really need potions for BA, but if you wish to, just it's perfectly fine to use it or bring it. Now, other than food and gear, okay, the other thing that you should have is logos actions. Okay, now logos actions, I won't spend too much time explaining what they are, because if you have progressed through Eureka, you would have learned about them. Okay, starting from Pyros and Hydatos, you will have access to logos actions, and you should have at least meddled around with the logos actions. Okay, we will not be explaining too much on what they are and how to use them. However, they are actually somewhat mandated for BA. Okay, because BA is technically the toughest content in all of Eureka. Okay, the logos actions will actually help you a lot as we go through BA later on. Okay, if you have read our guides, you would have seen some recommended sets. Okay, I do know that the beginners or the newbie friendly recommendation is to bring a lot of Spirit of the Remembereds. Okay, honestly speaking, you don't need so many. Okay, you don't need like 6, but if you want to be extra safe, you can just bring more. Okay, you can just bring like 3 to 4 is generally really safe already. Okay, but if you just you can choose to do so if you wish to. Okay, there's no real drawback to it. If you are new, first time here, okay, your goal is to experience the content, learn how we do it, how to run it, and try our best to stay alive through the entirety of the BA run. Fingers crossed, all the way up to a clear. Okay, do note that for BA, I cannot guarantee clears. Okay, there's no way for me to say, okay, today's run will clear, because of certain mechanics in the last boss, which will actually make it difficult for us to guarantee the clear. Okay, you'll make a bit more sense later on once we get there. Okay, I don't want to start briefing about the last boss now. Okay, but suffice to say, the last boss has certain mechanics that rely on everyone's teamwork to get through it, and I cannot guarantee that everyone can do the last boss mechanics properly, so I cannot guarantee clears. Okay, but we'll get to that hurdle when we get there. Okay, for now, just try our best to be prepared for the run itself, and once again, the idea for these runs or these practice runs is just for everyone here to get your toes wet, get an idea of what BA is all about. Have any questions or queries, just ask, and just learn and have fun along the way as well. Okay, subsequently, after today's session, okay, whether we clear or not is technically not really relevant. Okay, but obviously we will try to gun for clears. But subsequently, after today's run, once you have gone through the entirety of BA, and you find that, okay, I want to do more BA, or it was quite fun, or you want more clears and you want to gear up your elemental armor, there will be more BA runs being held. I think today there's another one in 4 hours time, so there will be more later on. There will be more throughout the weeks coming as well. I think MATERIA hosts BA runs quite regularly, so you are more than welcome to join future runs as well. Okay, now other than that, so that's all that you need to be prepared for. Okay, it's 2 minutes before the starting time. So at this point of time, if there's anyone who still isn't here, party leaders, okay, I should have mentioned this earlier on, but party leaders, if you can, right, maybe you can just try to drop the missing players a ping. I think looking at the attendance sheet, Team 2 and Team 3 filled very nice. Team 1 missing 2 players. If it's possible, you can see if you can hop into the Discord and drop them a ping. But if, let's say, you cannot find their names, or the names doesn't show up, then I wouldn't chase them too hard. Okay, I'm not too particular about attendance for BA runs, mainly because BA is quite flexible in the sense that we don't need to have a full 32 or 24 man party with specific party counts. We can adjust a little bit as we go through BA. So if people are uncontactable and they are not here yet, okay, if we can, I usually try to drop them a courtesy ping, because sometimes people forget about it, or they misread the timing. Okay, but if they are cannot be found, I wouldn't pursue it too too strictly lah. Okay, and we'll just do ready checks in about 2 minutes or so, and we will zone in shortly afterwards. Okay, if there's any questions, feel free to ask either in say chat, yell chat, party chat, or even shout chat once we zone into Hydatos. Okay, generally speaking, because we are running an event today, most of the players in Hydatos will be players who are here for this event. So it's generally okay to use shout chat in Hydatos over here on Materia. Okay, one thing to note is that whilst I'm running this event, I may not be reading chat too much. So I do apologize if, let's say, I miss a question while I'm raid leading. Okay, but there's quite a number of other veterans here in today's run who will be able to assist you in answering your questions. Okay, in fact, I think in almost every party there's at least one experienced player. So feel free to ask in party chat as well if you have questions, and maybe like you have a burning question but you don't want to interrupt me, you can ask your party members. Usually there will be at least one player in each party who will be able to answer your questions as well. Stone.
Oh yeah, sorry, Shark, Ivy here. So for team 1, we are all here actually. It's just that Silver is releveling cause they died.
Understandable. Then Banana Nana?
Yeah, helping Silver to relevel.
Okay. So I'll just take their name off lah. Take their names off. Okay, so that means everyone's here for team 1. Thank you very much for the update. Team 4, Alta Ferron. Can I get an update on team 4? Is Alta here?
We don't have Alta yet.
Okay, I'll just drop them a courtesy ping.
Sorry, I'm almost done.
No worries. Yeah, so Kelly here is gonna be our organizer for today. While I'm raid leading, normally I'm preoccupied with explaining stuff lah. So Kelly usually joins me on my runs to help organize things like teams, perceptions, who goes east, who goes west, and the Osma platforms, so on and so forth. Okay, now last thing to mention here. Okay, it's already 2 minutes past 2. So we're gonna just pop ready checks. So let's just pop a ready check. Okay, thanks for letting me know. Okay, so we'll just zone in. Pop ready checks and just zone into Hydatos once all your party members are ready. Okay, they all need to be present in the tier 1 area. Okay, Kugane zone for you to zone in. But other than that, they can be anywhere. Doesn't matter. Okay, we'll just hop into Hydatos. We had noticed that OVNI was up earlier on, about 10 minutes ago. So we will need to wait for the next OVNI for us to start.
It died 3 minutes ago, so half an hour on the dot is expected.
Yep, about there. Ken, thank you very much. So we're just waiting for the next OVNI. Okay, for the entry process into BA. Okay, now first things first, once we zone into Hydatos, okay, welcome to the instance. Usually what I do is I just check to see if everyone's in the same instance. Now usually this isn't an issue, okay, but if there's anyone who is not in the same instance, just let us know. Okay, but over here on Materia, usually we all will zone into the same instance. The instance is shared between all the worlds on the data center. Okay, and while we're here, spend some time to form logos, actions, and or just run around and do things. Okay, I think there's an NM up, number 57. You are free to go ahead and do that as well. Okay, we'll be waiting for the next OVNI to spawn in about 20 minutes plus. And until then, you're free to just run around and form logos, actions, re-level. I think Banana, Nana, and Silver Stone are re-leveling. So
Yeah,
hopefully
we are.
they'll have enough time to make it before the next off.
Noise.
Yeah, it should be enough lah. I'm assuming you're re-leveling from 59 to 69, so it shouldn't take too long.
Yeah, but Silver actually died twice, so
Oh no. Oh.
But okay, 20 minutes should be fine.
Yeah,
Using
alright.
Sprite Island, 20 minutes should be fine. Yeah, should be okay. Okay, other than that, right, there's a couple of things to mention while we are waiting. So, you guys are stuck here with me for another 20 minutes or so. I'm gonna
3 hours later.
I'm gonna be talking about a bunch of things here as well. You know, once we are inside, okay, so later in BA, right, there's a few things that I need to cover as well. So number one is dying in BA. Okay, death in BA is technically permanent. Okay, if people die when they are killed. Okay, but having said this, normal reses don't work. So healers, summoners, and raid mages cannot res you with their raise, Aigiro, resurrection, or the raise. Doesn't work. To res dead players in BA, the first line of defense is your Spirit of the Remembered. Okay, the Spirit of the Remembered action is an action that gives you a 70% chance of res upon KO, okay, upon dying. It works immediately upon dying. So if you get killed, there's a 70% chance that you will get up immediately. Now, if it doesn't work, okay, if you fail the RNG roll, okay, the 30% kicks in, then you will stay dead. And regardless of what happens, the spirit buff will be consumed. This means that every time you die in BA, you will need a new Spirit of the Remembered. Okay, whether it works or not, you will need a new one. Hence the advice to bring multiple copies of Spirit for your first run. Okay, having said this, usually we don't need 6 lah. Okay, I know the guide shows that, you know, the recommended action shows like 6 spirits, but honestly speaking, you shouldn't be dying that many times. Okay, but it's better to be safe than sorry. Okay, as I always say, it's better to have something and not need it than to need something and not have it. So just bring a little bit more, just to be safe. Okay, but just make sure you have some Spirit of the Remembrance. Okay, the other thing to mention is that for your logos action slots, okay, most players, okay, everyone starts with 3. If you have done the upgrades through doing the bunny fates and gotten 3 more Aether type flasks, you would have gotten up to 6 slots. Okay, regardless, you should try to leave one of those slots open, either blank or have a spirit in one of those slots that you are willing to discard later on. Okay, what I mean by this is that what will happen is that when we zone into BA later on, the first thing everyone does is to crack open a single Spirit of the Remembered, use it, and at the start of BA, you have access to the Logos Manipulator. You will be using that at the start of BA to form another Logos action tray. Hence, you should leave one slot open for the single throwaway spirit later on. Okay, it is recommended to not crack open spirit before entering to BA, simply because if let's say you die at Ofni later on, you will waste the spirit. So I usually recommend people to only use spirits once we get into BA. Okay, having said this, spirits, single Spirit of the Remembrance are relatively cheap now. Okay, they are just conceptual logograms. So if you use one by accident, or you feeling extra rich today, feel free to just pop it. It's not a very big deal. Okay, just be careful if you pop spirit before entering the BA. Just try not to get yourself killed. Okay, now other than logos actions, here at the town, okay, the town area or the camp area in Hydatos, there's actually an expedition provisioner. Okay, I will actually shout out and tag them. Okay, this one here is for you to buy Eureka potions. Okay, I'm gonna also link this item. This item costs 300 gil, not very expensive, and they are spammable inside BA. What this does is that the potion gives you a regen effect. and 40 seconds duration, 45 seconds recast time. Make sure you have sufficient quantity. Okay, I think about, I don't know, 30, 50 is enough. I usually carry a few hundred because I will be doing more BA eventually, so I just keep the Eureka potions in my inventory for the next time I do BA. So, you know, just buy them from the provisioner. Anytime you feel you need a bit more extra healing, just pop them. Okay, you can literally use them on cooldown. 45 seconds recast, 40 seconds duration. Just, you know, keep popping potions. Yeah, just can just keep using them. It doesn't cost that much anyway. Okay, so this is the other item that I highly recommend people to be getting. Now, other than, okay, so coming back to the res topic, okay, if let's say you die and spirit doesn't actually work, okay, you are unfortunately gonna stay on the floor for the remainder of the fight. Okay, for most of the fights, that's fine. I mean, worst case, your spirit doesn't work, you lay on the floor, the rest of the alliance beats the boss up, and once the fight is over, we will try to get you up. Now, there's actually two other ways to res dead players in BA. One of those methods is healer LB3. Now, healer LB3 obviously only works during boss fights because you don't get access to LB3 outside of boss fights. But unfortunately, most fights in VA nowadays hardly ever get access to LB3. Okay, we will nearly never see LB3 because of how geared we are. Okay, it's a first world problem. Everyone's so strong nowadays that the bosses don't last long enough for the fight to build LB gauge. Okay, but if there's a chance, let the healers use the LB3 to pick up dead players. Now, the other more consistent method for resing dead players is known as healer sacrifice L. Okay, now sacrifice L is a healer specific action, and what it does is that it will res the dead player. Okay, the healer casts it, reses the dead player, and the healer will get a doom debuff that cannot be removed. In other words, they are gonna die. So they will die in 10 seconds after the sacrifice has been cast, and the healer will rely on their own spirit of the remembered to proc to get back up. This is how we res dead players in BA. Now, if that healer's spirit doesn't work, another healer will sacrifice that healer and rely on the second healer's spirit to get them up. If that doesn't work, then the first healer will, okay, and so on and so forth. It creates a daisy chain effect. Okay, this is what we call sacrifice chaining. We will keep sacrificing healers until one of their spirit works. Okay, I mean, technically speaking, 70% it should work most of the time. But we have seen really bad RNG before where like 3-4 chains later, then the healer gets up. So unfortunately, every healer can only bring at the most 6 to 7 spirits. Okay, I think 7 is the maximum. They carry 1 and 6 in their trays. Okay, but normally we don't recommend bringing that many spirits either. Okay, so our number of lives that we have in this raid is limited by the number of healers bringing sacrifices combined with spirit. Okay, obviously a spirit must be paired with a sacrifice. If you just sacrifice without a spirit, you're just gonna die anyway. So the total number of dead players stay the same. Okay, so do understand that if we hit a scenario where a lot of players die and we run out of sacrifices, it might mean the end of the run. Okay, usually doesn't happen that often, but just mentioning it here in case it does happen. There have been situations, I think only once or twice I've ever encountered where, you know, like really bad RNG happen or server lag, everyone lags, and then like half the alliance dies. So it's happened once or twice in my years of doing this. So it's not very common, so don't worry about it too much. Okay, but just understand that we are actually relying on the healers to carry the raid through the instance, okay, through the BA. So please thank your healers afterwards. Okay, I think Sacrifices not very cheap.
They're
Last
pretty
I
expensive here.
is what 150k 150,000 each sacrifice. Approximately around there. Okay, there's some RNG involved. Okay, the RNG comes from appraising the logograms to get the correct spirit of the remembered. What was the action? Damn, I forget. Clearly, I don't play healer. Clearly. Clearly, I don't know what the combination is for this tracker.
Which one are you talking about? Sack?
Sacrifice plus spirit is single spirit plus sacrifice.
It's single
is-
spirit plus magic burst, res, and with Asuna.
Okay. It's
Yeah.
mainly magic burst.
Yeah, it's magic burst, raise, and Asuna.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
magic burst is
With a
from
remembered.
obscure. Magic burst is somewhat expensive, but the really expensive thing is the single spirit of the remembered. That one is from protective. Protective, I think it's about 50k each or something. I don't know lah. Must check
I know
the
I made a
pricing.
lot of money off it. It's so good.
Shh, you shouldn't tell everyone that. Shh. Don't spoil our plans to manipulate the market. No lah. But yeah.
What are we doing every day? Taking over the world.
Nowadays the BA market and Hydatas market has gotten really cheap lah. So not like we're making money hand over fist or anything like that. But yeah, there's still some guild to be made for those who run this content regularly. But it's not like you're gonna get rich overnight. Okay,
Yeah.
what with Eric giving out plates and cloths, seals and cloths these days. No lah, but it's okay. Even I understand. Like I'm sitting on a quite a large pile of cloths and seals, so I
Yeah.
can't really be bothered to sell them anyway.
I know, right?
Oh wow, thanks Eric.
No, seriously, I'd love to give them away, but there are so many other people doing that too, and I'm like, I
Yeah,
can't
I
fuck.
know, right? Yeah lah. I mean, okay. So what Eric is saying is that he sold quite a number of stuff also, which is good. Okay, like help a brother out, help Eric out. He's been giving them away. Just if you see like, okay, but I don't know.
Donate perception.
I don't know how
perceptive.
to tell the retainer is his retainer, but I'm guessing that you all will know lah. Or just buy the cheap stuff lah. He usually sells the stuff for cheap on the market board anyway, because he's literally giving them away, so there's no reason he will sell them for expensive. If you need some and you feel bad about taking free stuff, right, just go look for the cheap stuff on the market board and just buy it. More than likely it'll be either Eric's or one of the other veterans who are like selling them for super duper cheap. This also counts as helping them out, and they get to help you out as well. So win-win for everyone. If you need some stuff, just go buy from the market board. Look for the cheap ones. Most of them are just veterans who run this content every week or so, and they've gotten so much of the stuff that they either cannot be bothered to give them away or can't give them away fast enough. What the heck? 13,000. I know, right? Yeah, some people they live in Eureka, so they are like.
We
citizens.
used to. Like, we used to
Yeah,
live in
but
here
we-
for a
but
couple of
we-
years.
But we moved
Yeah.
out already. I remember.
Yeah, there's like lots of people doing it now.
Yeah, I remember like back in the day, right? I think there's like a couple of players who are like camping Eureka 24/7. I mean, most of the day lah.
Pepperidge Farm, remember?
Yeah, they just like stay
Back
in
in my day.
Eureka the entire day or something. So yeah. Okay lah. So that's pretty much it for logos, actions, and rezzing in BA. Okay, now the last thing to mention here, actually I should have started with this, but because OVNI is coming up soon. Now for OVNI later on, there's actually 3 things that you need to have before you can join BA. Okay, number 1 is that you need to be elemental level 60. So we're just gonna do a quick check on Silverstone and Banana Nana. Hopefully you guys have hit
Banana Nana.
60.
Yeah, he's 60.
Nice.
Noise.
Okay, so almost everyone, if not everyone, is 60 already. So you need to be EL 60 to enter BA. Okay, 59 hitting 60 on OVNI does not work. You must be 60 before taking down OVNI. Okay, number 2, you must have finished all your quests in the quest line leading up to BA. So if you look at your mini map, if you see any exclamation mark points on the map or you didn't finish the quest chain, you will not be able to do BA. Okay, hopefully you have finished up all the quests in Hydatos. Okay, if you've been following the storyline, going to where they send you to, you should have hit the final quest in the quest chain, which will unlock BA itself. Okay, that you will have seen a message. You will say Belgian Arsenal unlocked. Okay, there will have been this disclaimer saying that BA is difficult, need tenacity, luck, something, perception, whatever lah. Okay. There will be a disclaimer. You need to tick, say I agree, yes I agree, then press accept, and they will unlock BA for you. Okay, it's not really that difficult nowadays, but it's interesting that they put up that sign in the early days. Okay, so you need to unlock BA by finishing the question. Now the third and final thing, right, is that later on when we head over to Ofni, we need to stay in the Ofni Fate area when Ofni dies. Now this is a countermeasure SE put in the early days, because once Ofni dies, the portal wars begin. Okay, and what happens is that players run off to secure a portal for themselves. Now today's instance has about 45 players, so there's no portal war shenanigans happening later on. Everyone is guaranteed a portal, so don't worry about it too much. Okay, but generally speaking, there is going to be 48. BA only accepts 48 players at the start. So in the early days, when we have like 100 players in the instance trying to fight to get into BA, some of the players will run off early to secure their own spots, and that left a few players behind to finish off Ofni. So, which is unfair for those players. So as a countermeasure, SE said that, okay, if you run off early from the Ofni Fate, you don't get to do BA. So you need to stay in the Ofni Fate area to qualify for entering into BA. Do not run off from the Fate area too early. Wait until Ofni dies, you get the message, pops up, the Fate NM cleared, then you run off. Okay, I made this mistake once before. I ran off to help someone, and I didn't realize I was running out of the Fate zone, and a bit too far. I didn't get the message. Okay, the buff to enter to BA. Okay, if done correctly, you are level 60, you have got done unlock BA, and you kill Ofni and are within the Fate zone when Ofni dies, you will get a buff. It's an ethereally primed buff, starts at 10 minutes, ticking down to 9 immediately. Okay, it's a blue color looking buff. It means you have qualified to enter into BA. Okay, once the buff, you've gotten the buff, all you need to do then is to run off and find a portal spot. Now, if you go to the Eureka Lounge channel, I'm going to post a picture of the maps, the portals. Okay, the portal maps, BA portal maps. Okay, this is actually pinned in the channel as well, but I always post it again every time we host a BA practice run. Okay, just look at this map in the Lounge channel. It shows you the positions of every single portal that will appear later on. There are 48 of them. Just head off and find a portal spot and sit on it. Okay, now unofficial etiquette states that in Hydatos, since this is a free-for-all run, okay, FFA, here on MATERIA we run FFA style, meaning you just go find your own portal, and if you get in, you are in. If you don't get in, that's too bad. So just find a portal, sit on it. Now unofficial etiquette says that if you are there first and you're sitting on the portal spot, it's your portal spot. If someone comes along and sees you there, they should move on and find another spot. Okay, because there are only 45 players and there are 48 portals, everyone gets a spot. There is no reason to fight other players for spots. Okay, I know on certain other data centers, okay, particularly Elemental and JPDC, right, is also FFA, which is free for all. But there are sometimes more than 40 players, 48 players, more than 60 players, 70 players. Once it gets past beyond a certain number, like 80 to 90 players, right, you know that there's going to be some fighting involved. Okay, so there are certain, there's what we call portal wars on other data centers. Here on MATERIA, pros and cons. Okay, smaller data center, lesser players, so not as much activity or participation. But conversely, everyone gets in, no contest. Okay, we are all guaranteed a spot, so there's no stress on getting into BA. The main hurdle is getting enough people to join. So there's like pros and cons. Okay, but nice to see that there's like 40 plus people we don't need a full 48. Okay, we don't need a full 48 for BA. We can run with numbers like 30 plus is safe lah. 32 onwards is very safe. 24 is the minimum number for it to be synced. Anything under 24, right, the bosses don't get any weaker. Okay, the BA, just so you all know, right, is synced to the number of players. If you have more players, the bosses have more health. If you have less players, the bosses have less health. But it doesn't go below 24 players. Whether you have 8 or 24 is the same. So the difficulty increases as you have lesser and lesser players below 24. Okay, but above 24 to 48, it will scale to the number of players, so it's not a very big issue. Okay, so, if we get 30 plus players, 40 players, perfect, very nice. Okay, Providence Watcher is up. For those of you who want to go over to it, by all means go ahead. Okay, we are looking at OVNI spawning soon, but I think we'll take down PW first before we begin OVNI when it does spawn. Okay, in the meantime, if you have any questions, feel free to ask lah. Okay, I'm only just rambling now because we haven't actually started yet. Okay, but later on once we actually okay lah, I always say this for all my runs, but I will try my best to cut down on the exposition. Okay, I'll try my best to not talk too much for the runs lah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
During downtime between doing stuff, everybody else is free to just ask questions, chat, everything like that. Makes it more fun if it's just
rather
me
than
and
just
Shark
listening
talking.
to me talking. Yeah. I know I do this quite a lot, but feel free to just like
So he needs to take a breath so that we can interject.
like it's perfectly fine if you all want to like chit chat later on. VA is actually quite chill. To be very honest, VA is actually quite chill. Only during the fights, right, the boss fights, I'll be doing callouts. And maybe like don't just say, oh no, today's weather is pretty fine. Don't just start a conversation during the boss fight. But other than that, anytime else is perfectly fine. It's okay. In fact, if you run with the regulars here, you'll realize that they'll just be chatting most of the time anyway lah. So it's quite cool. Oh, someone AFK for 10 minutes. Okay, just don't
Did they
AFK
get
at
kicked
all.
out?
Yeah, probably.
Oh no.
If shit is here, right, just join back into the instance. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it.
Just give me later. That way I can do it while you're talking.
Yeah, just AFK check. Just note that because we are in an instance, right? If you ever AFK for 10 minutes, right, the instance will kick you out. This includes inside BA. This includes inside BA. So later on inside BA, you will hear me says AFK warning, AFK warning. This just means that try to be aware that we are going to be doing nothing for a little bit of time. Most of the time this involves me talking and you listening. So if that does happen, just be mindful to like move your camera around or move your character around a little bit. As long as you touch, like you interact with the game, it's fine. It will prevent you from getting AFK kicked. But again, we have seen instances of people just AFK dozing off when I'm summoning and they got kicked from the BA and Hydatos instance, which is tragic because they cannot come back into BA afterwards. So just be very careful. Okay, disconnects are fine. If you DC inside BA, you'll reconnect into BA. But if you get kicked from the instance, that's too bad. You end up in Kugane outside. Again, obviously you can't come back into BA from there. So just be very mindful about that. Okay, I will usually give AFK warnings lah, especially before AV and Osma. Okay, boss 3 and boss 4, I will usually give quite slightly longer sermons, okay, slightly longer explanations to be done there because that's where the fight starts to become more critical, more pressure, more difficult. Okay, the fights become more difficult at boss 3 and boss 4, so I usually try to spend a bit more time trying to explain stuff to make sure that people don't die in those fights. Okay, especially for boss 4, okay, especially for the last boss. The last boss is where it make or break time. That's where you have to survive. Okay, if you don't survive it, you can't clear either. Okay, shit is back in. Just grab shit.
I can't wait. Who are they?
Shit Delacroix.
Shade. Okay, I can see.
Delacroix.
Nice. Welcome back.
Thanks. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's just AFK things, normal.
Yeah.
Just don't fall asleep. It's fine.
You're fine.
Yeah, just don't fall asleep. I mean, I've heard people complain that when they listen to me talk, right, then they feel like falling asleep. So,
Drowsy.
yeah. This is very normal for
Yeah.
me, by the way. Just so you all know, my day job is I'm an IRL trainer, so I do the same thing in class. I talk, people
Yeah.
fall asleep. Yeah, so no different here. Yeah. Okay, other than that, I think if you have questions, feel free to ask. I won't be talking too much if there's no need to. But
Mm-hmm.
feel free to just chat lah. It's okay. You can ask questions in say chat, yell chat, party chat, or even shout chat because most of us are here for the event. So feel
There we
free to
go.
do so. Okay lah, just nice. PW is done as well. OVNI has popped up. So we're gonna head over to the OVNI fate. Okay, the I don't want to believe fate at the southeastern corner of the map. The other thing to mention here is that if we have ferries, usually what we do is we take the ferry buff after the OVNI is done. Okay, why we do this is because the ferry buff lasts exactly 1 hour, cannot be refreshed. So if you take it early, then by the time we go in 1 hour later, we will still be at the rooms. So you want to have it for as long as you can. Usually that means you take it later, okay, or min-maxing, optimizing. We're just taking the buff later on. Okay, but if you do have happened to take it already, it's fine, doesn't matter. Okay, to be very honest, for practice runs, the buff will drop off way before we get to AV lah, so don't worry about it. I'll be talking so long that the buff will just drop off by itself. I know how this nonsense and just leaves by itself. So
He's so proud of that.
you guys are the one who's telling me that I talk very long. So I'm just like riding on it, right? Yeah. Just,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
sure. So sus.
Okay, anyway, we had the big jellyfish here. Nothing. Okay, so for this jellyfish, right? You don't really have to do very much lah. Just be in a party. Okay, we're gonna start in about 3 minutes 30 seconds lah. So
Okay.
on the fate clock, 10 minutes. So I'm gonna just shout out NM OVNI 10:00 lah.
Okay.
So 10 on the fate timer is when we start. 3 minutes from now. Okay, this means that everyone who is here should be coming over. Have a party. Okay. Now how this works is that to get to qualify to enter into BA, right, you need to get gold credit rating on this fate. Now this functions just like any other normal fate in FF14. To get gold credit, you need to build as much enmity on the boss as you can. If you are tank, use your shield lock, stance on shield lock, or tomahawk, whatever. Build enmity. If you are healer, you spam heals. Okay, as a DPS, the only way you can do is just DPS now. Okay, but generally speaking, in a party of 5 or more, okay, 5 to 8, just fight it normally. The game considers everyone's contribution as the whole party's contribution, so you will very easily get gold if you are in a full party or a party with 5 or more. Okay, just be in a party. If you are solo, it's a bit more difficult. Okay, if you are solo, you need to do it as a tank, or you really need to try very hard to build enmity lah. So normally we tell people, even if you don't intend, let me rephrase that. If you intend to join us for BA, grab a party. Even if you're not signed up, you didn't sign up for today's run, but you want to join, just join a party. What we do is we shout for a party lah. Normally on MATERIA we just looking for party. OVNI Fate BA looking for party, and someone will grab you just for this alone. Okay, then once you've gotten the buff, you can disband the party, get into BA, and we'll reform the parties later on inside BA as well. Okay, so a minute and 20 seconds more to go. Now dying in this fate is fine. Okay, if you happen to get KO'd in this fight, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Just get rest normally and continue. Okay. Just be very careful of resing yourself as OVNI is dying. If OVNI is gonna die, don't take the rest yet. Okay, there's a very minor niche scenario where if you res and OVNI dies, you don't get the buff, because the game treats it as you are not there. for that split second
Yeah.
when you are rezzing. So please just be very careful about that. But other than that, just fight normally. If you die, just get res normally. Try not to kill other people. Okay, unless PvP is enabled, then just, you know, kill everyone.
Yeah.
You'll understand later, but don't worry about it, it's fine. Yeah, other than that, we'll just start in about 20 seconds or so. Okay, good luck. Try your best.
Yeah, good luck. Have fun.
Yeah, just have fun. 49 instance, all good. Yeah, I don't expect everyone to be hopping in anyway. 54, it's okay. A few players are not. Alright, limit break opener, let's go.
Ew.
I think they were fighting the PW earlier on.
Oh yeah.
So later I think there will be this lightning marker on one random player. That player should move away from everyone else, and likewise, if you see them, move away from them.
Unless you me, I'm gonna go straight for shark, so you better get away.
What
I need to kill him once, okay?
are the odds of you getting the buff? Huh.
I don't know, but I literally get warned. If I get it, I'm heading your way. So
Thanks,
everybody needs to.
Thanks. That's why I'm paladin.
Everybody needs to.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
Good
This is
luck.
why he's always tank. 'Cause I'm
Good
trying
luck
to kill him.
trying. Yeah, good luck trying.
Well, I will kill you.
She just kills me just by not healing, basically. All
Damn
she
it.
does just stop healing.
Tech got it.
Technical's got it in the corner there. Ignore
Dude, I
the
don't
tanks
heal you.
running over.
Well. They're all having fun.
Yeah. Okay, so just to preface this, preface this, you may see certain things that some veterans will do. In
Be
these
careful.
runs. Don't follow them. They are basically doing it as a sign to say that this is what you shouldn't do, and just don't follow them. Yeah.
Well.
Okay, Ovni is down.
Yeah, we'll go for the ferry. Get in.
Alright, let's go. Okay, for those who want to go for ferry, Eric, thank you very much, has posted the positions of all the ferries. Again, you just want to go close to a ferry, loiter around it, don't go near it yet, and take the buff slightly later. Okay, the moment you take the buff, it is a 1 hour timer and you cannot refresh it, so you are stuck with that 1 hour from when you take it.
Yeah, just
min-maxing-
stay along the outside. Yeah.
Min-maxing means we just try to not take it until, like, 6 minutes from now lah. Okay, before we enter, then we grab the buff and head to a portal. Okay, now everyone should have gotten a ethereally primed buff. It should state 9 minutes, and at 4 minutes into this buff, so I think 6 minutes on the buff timer, blue portals will appear. 48 blue portals will appear on the mini-map at the 48 spots that were posted on the map earlier on. Okay, they will appear on this in this instance, 48 blue portals. Now, you do not touch the blue portals. I repeat, you do not touch the blue portals. Blue portals are priority entry portals. If you click on the blue portal and you have an etheric stabilizer, okay, we call them stabs for short. Okay, a stabilizer, a stab, you will enter into the portal and your stabilizer will be consumed. It is not free to use the blue portals. Okay, stabilizers actually cost time to farm for. Okay, they are actually made from either 3 special items from the Hydatos instance or 100 of Pyros, Pygos, and Animos crystals, which take time to farm as well. So do not touch blue portals. There is no prompt saying, are you sure you want to enter the blue portal using your stabilizer? There's no prompt. The moment you click on it, it consumes your stabilizer and you enter. To be safe, don't click on blue portals unless you intend to use them. Okay, obviously, if you have no step in your inventory, nothing's going to happen. But don't make it a habit. Okay, we have made that mistake. Yeah, anything anything that could have gone wrong, right, we've done before. So I've made that mistake where I trigger happy,
I have to.
itchy finger, click
Yeah.
on the portal, and I zone in and right. Oh, I didn't meant to do it, and I wasted a step. So just be extremely careful about it. You don't want to do it. Okay, do note that stepped portals will disappear from the map, and this means that later on there'll be lesser portals. Okay, now blue portals have popped up again. Just ignore them. If you wish to, you can go sit on a blue portal, like sit near it. Just to say that you are going to be taking this portal later on. Okay, but just don't click on them or touch them. Now 3 minutes from now, so 3 minutes on the buff timer, all the blue portals will disappear, and 48 minus the number of stabbed blue portals will appear as red portals, and their positions will be shuffled. They will still appear in the 48 available spots. But if, let's say, okay, as an example, 5 people stabbed, 48 minus 5, 43 red portals will appear and reshuffle their positions on the map. Where there once was a blue portal, there may not be a red portal. Or, and vice versa, if someone stabbed a blue portal and there's no portal there, there may still be a red portal that appears in that spot. Okay, so stabbing portals actually, okay, to put it in a nicer, not so nice way, right? When you stab a portal, right, you screw over someone else who is waiting for a portal. So normally we try not to stab portals at all. Okay, it's either.
And we can see you if you do it.
Yeah.
So you stab. We know.
If you stab a portal, someone else will lose their spot. Okay, this is assuming that we are fighting for portals. Once again, there's no reason to stab here because there's 48 portals and there's like less than 48 people are gonna go into BA later on.
Mhm.
Okay. If
Yeah.
you're lucky,
When it's 44, like stab.
Yeah. In fact, one of the reasons why my runs I don't host a full 48, right, is to allow for some buffer for either people stabbing, people stealing portals, people want to crash my run, they want to join, they see there's a run hosted but they didn't sign up and they decide to just show up. I actually have allocated 16 spots for everyone else. If they want to come and join us, they are more than happy, more than welcome to do so. So to a certain extent, this is why I only field 32 players and 16 spare portals for anyone else who wish to join us. They are free for all, anyone can take them. Okay?
Yeah.
So invite your friends, invite your family, and so on.
Yeah,
and so
I'm gonna go grab it.
Seems
We'll
that
just
everyone's
move.
stepping in. Okay, now last thing to mention here, once you're on a portal, okay, you got your buff, head off to a portal, find a spot, sit on it, mount up onto the biggest, brightest, shiniest mount that you can find, and assert dominance. Okay, no, this is just so that other people from far can see that you are taking this portal spot, and they will know to find a different portal, so that everyone can have their own. Alright, red portals are up. Just go and find a red portal.
Get out of my car!
Bye
Get out of my car!
Thanks.
Yeah.
I get this
Someone's
portal.
got my position, I think.
But there should be enough There should be enough portals. Don't panic. There will be
No,
enough
I'm not
portals for
panicking.
everyone. Not you, everyone else.
Wait. Oh no, they disappeared. I'll get my portal here then.
Go and find a portal. Okay, for those who are still running around finding portals, if you open your minimap will show you the positions of every single available portal marked in red. Just make a beeline to the nearest red portal. You'll see them rapidly disappearing as people are using them. Okay, but once again, there's no real pressure because there should be enough portals for everyone. Okay, the run itself has fielded not even 30, I think. We fielded 27 players. So there's an available 16 plus 5, 21 spare portals. Okay, most of these spare portals will be taken by veterans who just join our runs, either to help out, help carry the run, and bring DPS, help do some of the role responsibilities, etc. etc. So thank you very much, guys. Okay, very much appreciated. Okay, but usually the veterans will also hang back a little bit and not take portals until all the new players have gotten in. Okay, so if you are a new player and you, for some reason or other, cannot seem to find a portal, just shout out or and let the veterans know that you are new and you are desperately trying to grab a portal. Okay, so they will usually hold back on taking portals until the new players have all gotten in, and once the timer is about to run out and there are still leftover portals, they'll just grab the remaining portals just to fill up the spots now. So thanks very much, guys, very much appreciated. Okay, now welcome to BA for those who have got in. Okay, congrats. Welcome to the Baldigian Arsenal. First things first, do not hop off this starting initial platform. Okay, we are on a raised platform here. On the east and the west, you will see a drop. Do not fall off this drop, because once you do so, you cannot get back up here. Do not fall off it. At the start here, we recommend everyone to pop open their Spirit of the Remembered tray. Use the buff. Okay, remember to use it. Okay, again, I made a mistake. I cracked open the tray, talk a little bit, crack open a new tray, forgetting to use the buff. So remember to use the buff. Okay, you put the buff on you, use the logos manipulator here at the start, fill up the tray with something else. Okay, you can replace the tray safely, the spirit buff stays on you. Again, form up your logograms as necessary. Okay, you'll usually be cracking at least one here at the start. Okay, and we will be sorting out sides, deciding on whether to go east or west. Now, for the initial first boss fight, we will be splitting our main alliance into two more or less evenly split groups. The logos manipulator side is the art side. The Magia Melder side is the Owain side. Okay, if you look at your the spreadsheet, okay, and to be fair, the party leaders will also do this. What we do is that we will be assigning teams or parties to each side. Usually in a FFA run, the party will discuss amongst themselves. Okay, usually party leaders say, we are going to art. Is that okay? Anyone disagree? Or they make a decision. They say, okay, we are going to Owain. Let's go Owain. And they'll do something like what Iris is doing here. So for example, Ivy, Iris Bond, 2, 4, Owain, MT, Perception L. This means that Iris's party, 2 tanks, 2 healers, 4 DPS is going to the Owain side. They are the main tank, and they will be using, they have a Perceptor on that side. Okay, this numbering system, so Momo, 0, 3, 3, Owain, 3 healers, 3 DPS going to Owain. Okay, and so on and so forth. So this is how we do things here in Materia. Okay, for the most of this run, even though we have a sign-up system where we have assigned parties and all that, we will still be using the regular conventions that you will see in the FFA runs that are being held on Materia. So whatever we are doing here, even though this is a practice run, this is exactly the same thing you will see being done in the free-for-all runs that is held on Materia. Subsequently, once you have completed today's run and you join someone else's run, okay, a different host's run, you will understand what they are doing in BA when they do their runs as well. Okay, we are emulating exactly what happens in regular runs so that you are able to join those runs in future as well. Okay, other than that, not much else to say. Prep your logograms, logos actions, make sure you have spirit on. Parties, do ready checks once you have assigned sites, but try your best not to jump off too early. Okay, the reason for this is
I still need a perception for art. So if someone could let me know, that would be great. Thank you.
Yep, so as you can see, Kelly is helping me to sort out all the assignments and things like that. We try to balance art and Owain so that we have either an equal split, or if this is uneven, slightly more to Owain side. Okay, slightly more players go to Owain because Owain is quote unquote tankier. It's harder to kill, takes longer to kill, needs more DPS, but it's technically the easier side to deal with as well. So it sort of works out better. Thanks, Eric. Yeah, I think you probably have to to run it. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good consideration. There have been free trial players here who cannot speak up for themselves.
Oh, they can't
Yeah,
speak.
so if
Yeah.
they're in parties, just tell your parties lah. Okay, but other than that,
Wait,
what?
what? They must have grinded so hard to get here. That's awesome.
I mean, it's been a
Let's go.
while since that's happened now. So a lot of people are able to. Quite a number of free trial players have joined BA already.
Okay, Art needs to go.
Okay,
Is
let's
Shuin
go.
gonna do a main tank or you? I put you down,
Uh,
but Shuin's like edging.
Aging.
Yes. No. No.
Shun, you want the main tank? I don't mind, like just chilling. Thanks.
PG, man. PG.
I didn't say anything.
Alright. You can go if you want to.
Okay, I'll just start off lah. Okay, I'll just start. Okay, so once
Yeah.
a majority of the parties have fallen down onto their correct sides, the main tanks will ensure that they have a healer and start pulling the mobs. Okay, now here in BA, be very very careful not to pull ahead of the tanks. This is extremely important. If you are not a tank, you are not geared, you are not on defensive gear, and you pull something, there's a chance that you might get 1 or 2 shotted. Mobs hit extremely hard in BA. Okay, we don't have echo, you are not geared and you're not on defensive, the mobs may 1 or 2 shot you. Be extremely careful. Let the tanks establish enmity first. Okay, any other tanks who are not the main tank, usually what you do is you'll be on quote-unquote babysitting duty. If you see someone pulls extra mobs, or the main tank pulls 4 different mobs or multiple mobs of different elements, step in, stance on, rotate to defensive quickly and help to alleviate the burden on the main tank. Okay, usually what happens is if a DPS pulls a mob, the healer heals, the healer will reap aggro of the DPS and the healer usually gets taken out instead. So just be very careful about this. Okay, other than that, at the top of this initial stairwell, there will be these Biblos mobs, okay, which look like a half minotaur beast things. Do not be in front or behind of these mobs. They do a very nasty frontal, no telegraph, near instantaneous cleave attack, usually cleaving the tank. Okay, do not be with the main tank tanking this mob as well. Sometimes they get stunned, turn, and cleave the tank instantly afterwards. Be extremely careful with these mobs. Okay, we've seen a lot of accidents with players getting cleaved, so don't stand with the tank. Oh, it's Remy, that's fine.
Yeah, they're standing next to you.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Fine.
Initially I see it's a Sage, but then after I realized, okay, it's Remy, it's fine. Right, let's go. Okay, now, once we've arrived at either Art or Owain, okay, you'll notice players, okay, like for example, Trish shouting out Art 100%. This means the Art side has arrived. Thank you very much, Trish and Kelly. Okay, now I'll begin some very simple explanations for this fight. I'll start off with Owain first, so even if they are still progressing. Okay, actually Owain already arrived, thanks very much.
Yeah,
Okay,
they went before us.
Owain, very simple. Owain is either ice or fire. If he will summon spears around the arena. If Owain is ice, you go to a fire spear. If Owain is fire, you go to an ice spear. That's it. That's pretty much it. That's all you need to worry about. Now, if the fight drags on long enough, and you will see the some players will get this spirit cowl triangle Dorito marker. If you have the triangle on your head, you need to stack with other players with the triangle. Okay, it's a group hug mechanic. If you get a triangle, stack with other players with the same triangle. Except the players with the AoE puddle on their feet, you must pull those away from everyone. Okay, so that is spirit cowl. And that's all for Owain. If you see anything beyond that, right, means we messed up already. We screwed up somewhere. Okay, there will be hands, there will be some other mechanics, but normally we don't see those. Now for Art side, Art is slightly more difficult. He will summon spears as well, and what happens is that Art will do a point blank, and then afterwards the spears will do a point blank. You need to move out and then move in. Alternatively, in between the outer the spears on the outer edge, there are safe spots. You can stack there as well. Okay, if you are not sure where to go, look at the crowd and go to the edge. Okay, is the safe spots, the permanently safe spots will be at the edge of the arena. Now sometimes, okay, alternatively, Art will do donuts and the spears will do donuts as well. So in that case, you need to move in and afterwards quickly run to a spear to be safe from the spear donuts. Alternatively as well, there's a permanent safe spot which is on the outer edge of the arena near a spear. Okay, just be on a spear closer to the outside. The donut won't hit you. Okay, the donut from Art will not hit you, and the donut from the spear, you're already standing in the safe spot. So this is how to avoid the spear mechanics. Now if you're gonna move, you're gonna run, you gotta be quick. Okay, for Art, if you're slow or you have latency, you get clipped. Getting clipped 2 to 3 times means you just die. Okay, I think 3 times is doom. 3 times you die. Okay, so just be very careful with the Art mechanics. Okay, Art also does this thing called legendary gears where the floor will flash. You will hear me say, Art side, stop moving. Okay, I'll be doing callouts for Art. I can't do callouts for Owen, so if there's someone here who wishes to do so, you can kindly speak up and volunteer for it. Okay, but I will try to keep callouts to a minimum for Art and Owen because there are actually 2 sides fighting at the same time, and try to focus on doing the mechanics. Okay, but for Art, when the floor flashes, I'll say, Art, stop moving. Just stop moving your character around. Once the floor stops flashing, you can move out of the line AoEs that appear afterwards. Okay, if you move, you will get heavy. Okay, you will be binded down by hands and makes it very hard to move around, makes it hard to dodge the line AoEs afterwards. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the explanations. Any questions? I'll try to keep explanations brief in this run because there's a timer counting down on the right side below our Hydatos timer. This is how much time we have left in BA. The time will extend every so often. Okay, so I'm going to do a shout for the start time. This will be ET0230. Okay, 0230 is the start time. Okay, just be ready to start. LB2 at 0228. LB1 at 0229. Okay, this is your Zen time. Range or caster LB only. Just fire it off. If you don't, it will drain away. So just use it at that point of time. Okay, so ready up. Food check. Gear check. And let's try our best. Okay, we will be starting soon. I don't really check.
Hey, you
Okay,
said that.
LB2. LB1. And we are starting. Okay, the first few mechanics is always a tank buster and a raid wide. Suspicious. Outside spears go to a spear. Okay, the next set of spears will be point blank spears. Safe spots will be on the outer edge between spears. Okay, nice.
Except for dead.
Yeah, just kill it. Just so you all know, right, that these twins, okay, first things first, there's a trap in the hallway up ahead. Don't run ahead of the Perceptors. Let the Perceptors go first. The big shiny glowy thing on the floor is an explosive trap. Stepping in it kills you unless you are tank doing tank inbound things. Okay, yeah, so the first pair of bosses, we need to sort of kill them at about the same time. If one of them has any health left, the other boss doesn't die. Hence the need to split the alliance into equally sized teams.
I was about to do that.
7.
Not ain't nothing, everything is peachy.
Okay, now hugging the wall, there are traps in this hallway, in this hall as well. There's 4 smaller circular traps. These are bleed traps. These won't kill you if you step in them, but they apply a nasty bleed debuff. Door's been pulled. And vulnerability up. Yep, all good, all good. Okay. The tanks here will basically just start pulling stuff now. So, anyone want the main tank?
I think Kelko is here. I think I saw them.
I know, but like if anyone wants the main tank, you all can just volunteer. It's okay. If not, I'll just start peeling mobs one at a time.
Renai. Why? Actually, you can become my battery, so I'm just gonna.
Yeah. Just be
They
careful.
pop the.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to eat the trap, it's fine, but don't damage other
There were-
players.
Yeah, there are other people around,
Just be
unfortunately.
careful. Like it's not
Just
lethal.
healers in the party just need to keep an eye out.
Like we can meme and have fun, but we try not to drag other people into it. Not a good look. Okay, go ahead, just start peeling other mobs. I think Ivy can help to pull some tanks. Ivy, I will, as usual, be on standby just in case things go wrong. Okay, now for this room here, the few mobs that need to be mindful of is the doll, which we already killed by the way. The doll needs to be faced away from everyone because it does a glance or gaze attack that cannot actually. Okay, it really isn't a gaze attack. It's more of a cleave attack. Whether you look at it or not doesn't matter, but it will cleave the front part of the door.
Just be careful, both centaurs are hiding.
Okay, here there are 2 arsenal centaurs. These ones will do a move called berserk. If the berserk goes off, it's fine, it's fine. The healers will. Okay, what happens is that healers need to interrupt the berserk cast with sleep.
Nice.
Because they cannot be stunned or interjected. So sleep is the only way to interrupt the berserk cast. If the cast goes off, they will start to 1 or 2 shot players. Okay, usually we try not to let that happen. But worst case scenario, if a tank notices it going off, just press tank inbound and fingers crossed, try to kill it before 10 seconds is up.
Yeah, so there was a treasure chest just at the bottom of those, back towards the room. I put a marker on for my team, so you should be able to see it with a 1. But there
Nice.
is a treasure chest in that room.
Thanks for reminding me. So all treasure coffers in BA are personal. You must open your own treasure coffer. If anyone hasn't grabbed your treasure coffer, please do so. There's a treasure coffer at the beginning of this hallway, opposite from the stairwell. Okay, opposite from the stairway, there's a treasure coffer. Don't forget to grab it. It's your own coffer. There will be a number of these throughout BA, and you will get these Eureka fragment items, which are used to upgrade your gear. Okay, these are the token items that are used to upgrade your elemental gear to +2. Okay, now moving on. Without further ado, we are facing Raiden next. Okay, now Raiden has 2 mechanics that needs to be mindful of. The first is the lateral Zantetsuken. What happens is that Raiden will disappear from the arena and appear on either the east or the west. We will stack in the middle and look towards Raiden. Raiden will then raise his sword to either his left or his right, and puddles will appear below randomly selected players. But because we are all stacked in the middle, a large number of AoE puddles appear below all of us. Move out of the puddles and move towards the safe side, which is the side his sword is not pointed on. Okay, if you are unsure where is the safe side, you will notice everyone else moving towards that side. Go and join them. There will be enough time to get out of the puddles, then orientate yourself and run towards the safe side. Okay, this is lateral Zantetsuken. Shortly afterwards, Raiden cleaves the arena, killing anybody in the middle as well as anyone on the unsafe side. Now, next, the other mechanic we need to look out for is called Cloud to Ground. Now, Cloud to Ground happens much later. We may skip it. with good DPS, but for the interest of safety, I will just briefly mention it. Now, cloud to ground happens much later. A single Exer Flare marker. Okay, now, for those who are not familiar with what Exer Flares are, they are a traveling AoE marker. It's a AoE with an arrow in it. Okay, a single Exer Flare marker will appear. Once it starts moving across the arena, we'll stack at where it spawned because that spot is safe. Shortly afterwards, Raiden does bitter barbs, and again, a number of things will happen. Okay, number one, a large puddles will appear below randomly selected players, but again, because we're all stacking together, a large number of AoE puddles appear below all of us. That is the signal to run around. Pop, sprint, and run. There will still be traveling Exer Flare markers, avoid those, and a few randomly selected players will be tethered to each other. If you see a barbed tether, split the tether by breaking the tether apart. Okay, break apart the tethers if you are tethered. Avoid all of these mechanics. At the end of it all, come back towards Raiden. He finishes it off with Whirling Zantetsuken, which is you need to be standing inside Raiden's hitbox. This happens a few times in the fight. I will call it out. Okay, I will be doing callouts for this fight. I will say, be inside his hitbox. Whirling Zantetsuken, be inside Raiden's hitbox. Anybody standing on the outside instantly dies. Okay, all of his Zantetsuken attacks, sword attacks, one-shots you. Goes through invulnerability as well. Okay, so that's pretty much it for Raiden. Any questions? Okay, for this fight, once again, anyone wants to practice main tanking, please volunteer. If not, then it will just default to me. Okay, other than that, do ready checks. Okay, just do ready checks. And if anyone's not ready, sound off. Okay, I won't be doing like manual checking everyone is ready. Just generic ready check. If someone is not ready after 45 seconds, you let us know. Okay, but otherwise, if no one says anything, I'll just assume that everyone's ready and we will get started. Okay, although it seems that the tanks are rolling to see who main tanks. So, winner, let me know.
Nice.
Hey, Momo, why did Momo roll twice? That's cheating, huh? Yeah, cheating. Hey, hello. Don't think we didn't notice.
Well.
Yeah. Okay, then whoever's ready, just mark yourself. Just tell us who you are and we can mark you as well. Okay, the signs and waymarks in BA are party specific, so only your party can see the signs and waymarks that your party members place. Do take note of that. So if we need to mark someone, all the parties need to mark that player. Okay, other than that, I think Kenna is main tank. Thanks, Kenna. So Kenna will be at the front here. I will mark them for my party, but other parties, please take note of them as well. Okay, Kenna is the one up here. Okay, but I mean, to be fair, for Raiden, not very important. Okay, but later on for AV, this becomes more important. Okay, and we're gonna do starting times. ET, if I can use Yell here, so ET 0630. Okay, 0630 is the start time. Okay, anyone who is not ready, please let us know now before the start time begins. Once we count down, we'll just begin. Food check, gear check, stance check. Okay, thanks for letting me know. I forgot to put on my wisdom. So I've been running without Guardian for a while now.
Wow, this role model.
Doesn't matter. Thanks for letting me know. I couldn't have done this in a while now. Okay, Raiden is thunder expected. Thunder expected, so rotate your Mega to the correct element. Okay, and as usual, LB2 is 0628. LB1 is 0629. Range or caster LB only. Okay, if we don't use it, it usually just drains away in a full party. Okay, we just try our best. Listen to callouts, try our best, just have fun. Okay, yes.
Let's have some fun.
Okay, LV2, LV1, and let's get started. Okay, now Kana, the main tank with stance on, will be pulling the boss closer to the edge of the arena at the start. There's a raid wide and a tank buster afterwards. This is the tank buster. Now, ranged and casters can go backwards to maximum range. Shortly after this, Raiden does Ame no Saka Hoko, and everyone needs to run away from Raiden. Okay, everyone run. We run in a straight line and stack where we are close to. Raiden jumps backwards, and we need to be
Why are you running?
inside
Hurry.
his hitbox.
Come back in.
Inside the hitbox. Come in the hitbox, come in the hitbox, guys. Come in, come in, come in.
Oh, you guys run too far, man.
That's whirling per second. Okay, now, stacking in the middle. Stacking in the middle, looking to the west. Move out of the puddles and move towards the safe side. That's okay, side. Okay, anyone on the wrong side, quickly get rescued over. Hey, Trish!
At least they didn't run that side.
Ah,
Wait.
okay, that's fine, fine. Another read, right? Yeah, just, it's fine, don't worry about it.
This is why we run towards Raiden and then to the right side, so that doesn't happen to us.
Yeah. That's okay, don't worry about it. Okay, now spread out lightly, light spread, don't overlap, don't be in any overlapping regions. You can take one hit, but not two.
Need to get a move.
Yeah, if you're stacking in the overlapping regions, you're gonna take 2 hits. Okay, this is a light DPS
Yeah.
check, burn the spears. You can subsequently just burn Raiden down. Okay, the next mechanic will be the bruise and a red wipe.
DPS, chef's kiss, oh my gosh.
Actually, I think it is the bruise beauty TM. I think every
I
run
mean-
here nowadays just skips cloud to ground. We never see it anymore.
Yeah.
This is cloud to ground, but we're not gonna see it. Skipping it. Right, nice.
Well,
Okay, now there's a treasure coffer at the front of the arena, so grab it. And healers will do their sacrifices. Now, what we normally do here as a courtesy, right, is what Typhon just did. Typhon sacking this specific player. Okay, we usually announce who we are sacking before we do the sack because it is we try to avoid double ups. Okay, if 2 healers crack their sacrifice and only one dead player, then someone's gonna be holding onto a sacrifice for a while, or even worse,
Yeah.
they might actually both sacrifice the same player and they both die afterwards.
run, Tokyo, run.
Okay, other than that, everyone else move forwards to the front. Okay, there's another hallway here with a few more traps in it. Okay, there's 1 bleed trap in this hall.
Uh-oh. The game is done.
Nice.
Sorry.
Thank you. Thanks, Banana. Yes. Yeah, if you want to learn things, right, like learn how to do sacrifice stuff, or you want to learn how to perception or main tank, feel free to ask the veterans. The veterans usually are more than happy to say like, okay, here, I'll let you do it. I'll guide you through it. Okay, especially like you want to learn perception, right? No better person to learn it from than Eric over here. So yeah, just ask Eric to teach you how to perceive stuff. I mean, he
If
knows
we were
more
near
than
our
that.
rooms,
Yeah.
if we were near our rooms, we could do a sack chain. And that would be fun.
Yeah. Okay. There's a couple of mobs being pulled, so just be extremely careful about these mobs. They'll do a line AoE, and the line AoE becomes hard to see down the stairs. So just be extremely careful here. Yeah, other than that, we'll try to keep deaths to a minimum, but burn everything down. Yes. If you see mobs suddenly dying, right, that means that someone's using Shark Brand Death L.
Yeah, I don't think that is a thing here.
I need to gain back market share here on Materia. Must advertise more a little bit. See. Shark Brand
Lots
Death
lots of death.
okay, watch out, players popping traps. Don't be near the trap. Yeah, always be mindful about traps. For new players, right, if veterans are stacking around traps, or you see anyone stacking around a trap, don't go near the trap unless you intend to take a trap with them.
Yeah, they're edging towards that too. Looks sus. You
Yeah,
guys are gonna.
it's fine. I mean, it's perfectly fine
See?
for them to. Clearly, they
I-
wanted to pop it, lah. I already know. mean-
I saw Cacao do it.
you know that they're actually taking the traps on purpose, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Both. Okay. Up ahead, right, there's another trap in front of the treasure coffer. Be careful of this one. This one is important. Now, for tanks, tanks usually take explosive traps for a slightly advanced strategy known as Indomitable. Okay, I won't go into details here. Just understand that if you are a tank, there's this wisdom called Indomitable, which increases your HP every time you take a large amount of damage. Hence, using traps to build stacks of HP gain. So just be mindful of explosive traps because of that reason. The poison traps, on the other hand, those are just the veterans trying to add a bit more handicap to their runs. So you can just ignore those.
Yeah, they're really good for phage batteries.
I guess that's true as well.
Just continue putting on, you know.
The bleed, right? It's the bleed.
Yeah, and it's strong enough to pop.
Yeah,
the
through
shield.
the shield. Yep.
Yeah, I can get my diamonds.
Okay, now here there are 6 rooms here and a hallway. We're gonna clear the hallway first. Watch the sprite. Oh, the sprite just aggroed someone. Okay, we're gonna clear the hallway first, and there are 6 rooms in this hallway. Each room has an element, quote unquote element. Okay, it isn't stated on anywhere, but if you look in the room, each room has sort of like a color. Earth room, fire room at the entrance, wind room, thunder room in the middle, and ice room and water room at the end. One of these 6 rooms has a treasure coffer. Okay, Shuyin has yelled out wind coffer, so thank you very much, Shuyin. Okay, the treasure coffer is in wind. We'll be clearing out that room after we clear the hallway first. And one of the 6 rooms has an invisible teleporter. Now this teleporter cannot be seen. It needs to be revealed with perception L. Okay, but because there are mobs in the room, normally what happens is that we will clean out the rooms first, then the perceptors can go in to scan for the teleporter. Keeping in mind there are also traps in the rooms. So ice and water has 2 traps each, thunder and wind has 1 trap, and earth and fire has 0 traps. Okay, so we have cleaned out the hallway. We are moving down towards the wind room for the treasure coffer first. Okay, and sometimes, fingers crossed, we might find the teleporter in the same room as well. Oh, are y'all gonna keep the owls alive? Keep 1 or 2, right? So maybe pull like 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take 1 hour away, or like leave 1 hour behind, and
Yeah, just like take it into the room, other room, like at the end of the hallway.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, so just to let y'all know, right, here on Materia we have this thing called Slumber Party, which is something fun that we do. We try to leave 1 or more owls alive for later, so we don't kill all of them. So I think Hellball, thanks Hellball, is taking, or Ivy is taking 1 of the owls away. So just leave that one alone, and we'll clear the rest of them for the loot. Yeah, owls AOE attacks don't kill you, because all they do is make you fall asleep. So technically I'm an owl also, because I just keep talking and all of you fall asleep.
Oh my god, yes.
That's why I keep stepping in the trap.
With that's literally what you were telling me the other day. Like you're the owl. I didn't get it until now.
That's why I keep stepping in the trap in the Eureka Autos, right? And I keep turning into an owl, because literally makes you fall asleep.
Oh, that's funny. I get it. I get it now.
Yeah, there's a treasure coffer here. Again, treasure coffers are personal, so remember to grab your treasure coffer. No teleporter here, so unfortunate. But we're moving on to other rooms. Now, as a rule of thumb, we usually do, okay, obviously treasure coffer room first. Afterwards is ice and water. Okay, why? Because 2 traps are in these rooms and the tanks want these traps. Hence, we clear out these rooms first. And subsequently, wind, thunder for 1 trap each, and fire and earth. Okay, obviously, if we find the teleporter, we're not going to clear out the rest of the rooms. There's no need to. But sometimes the tanks do want the traps, so we will assist them with clearing the rooms out.
It's not important, but we can use it with the boss.
I mean, there's no need to waste
I thought
it.
they were just gonna waste it on the mobs.
Oh.
Like, just use it on the mobs.
To be fair, even if you do it, I think it doesn't matter. Even if you
Yeah, it doesn't
burn the
really.
LB,
Yeah,
it doesn't
that's-
matter. Careful with traps. Oh, it's in the water
room.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice. So you found it. Okay, at this point of time, everyone should be heading into the water room after you've gotten your wind room treasure coffer. The teleporter's in the water room. You'll be sent to a different part of BA. There's another treasure coffer on the right. Remember to grab that treasure coffer on the right. Okay, there's a treasure coffer on the right. Grab it, it's free. And head down the stairwell. There will be more traps, more mobs, and another set of 6 rooms. Okay, again, like just as before, we are just going to carefully peel the mobs out into the stairwell here and burn them down. There will be 1 trap in this hallway. We will always let the perceptors scan for that trap and not run into the hallway to be safe. Okay, there is also a patrolling ghost mob here, Gashonpes, which means ghost. Try not to touch it. Okay, that might sound
Means
so
ghost
weird.
in German.
Yes. Okay, and just dispatch the mobs. Now, after this hall, there will be another hallway with 6 rooms. It looks almost identical, but there are different set of 6 rooms. Same as before, fire, earth, ice, water, thunder, wind. And what's going to happen for those 6 rooms is that we're going to split our teams up into 6 groups with at least 1 tank and healer each room. And in each room there is a button in the center. Okay, there's also a trap in each room, so don't run into them blindly. Okay, but there's a button in each room, and when all 6 rooms have someone standing in a button, the doors will close. 2 mobs of the room's element will spawn, and in your party level, or whoever's in that room, will need to dispatch those mobs to unlock the doors. Once all 6 rooms mobs have been dispatched, the main doors allowing us to proceed further will then open. Okay, so once again, we will need to actually split ourselves into 6 different parties or groups and assign each of us to a room. Now you will notice that, for example, some players here are yelling out. So for example, Kelly 224 stone, again 2 tanks, 2 healers, 4 DPS. Stone room is the earth room. 223 fire, Shuin's party 2 tanks, 2 healers, 3 DPS, fire room. Okay, and so on and so forth. Usually we try to get at least 1 tank per party. So for example, like Momo's party 033 wind tank needed. That means Momo's party has no tanks, needs a tank. So maybe I can go over or something. Okay, usually we will try to work it out and sort out, sending 1 tank per room. Ideally with a healer. Okay, but some tanks don't need healers. Like I don't need 1. Okay, 10's going to help Momo. Okay, can.
Yeah, we have 6 tanks. Actually 7. But if they're not confident, then I can get Lisa to take on Stone, and then we can move to a different room. So water, ice, and thunder are still needed. Thank you. If Elise wants to take Stone, we'll take thunder. So my party will take thunder, and Elise can take Stone. So yeah. Alright. If you have any issues, let someone know, and we can help you sort it out before we actually start the rooms.
Thanks, Kelly. Okay, so each party will be assigned. Okay, ideally if we have 6 parties, we'll have 1 party per room, but some parties have no tanks, and there's a special strategy to deal with earth room. So I think Eliza or Lisa is taking earth alone. So thanks, Eliza. And just head to your rooms. Okay,
Awesome.
tanks will stance on in their respective rooms if you are main tanking. rotate your Magia to the rooms element. Okay, the mobs in your rooms will be of the rooms element. So if you're in the fire room, fire mobs will spawn. If you're in the wind room, wind mobs will spawn, and so on. Actually, yes. If parties need a tank, just let us know. I think some parties, or I think my party has 2 tanks. And
Yeah.
I think Shuin's party has 2 tanks as well. So we can send tanks over.
Yep.
So I think Renai's party has no tank. Umi's party has no tank as well.
Okay. Oh, okay, they did it in yellow, I didn't hear. Okay. Yuki, are you fine helping out? Which room is Renai in again? Oh, you don't have a room.
Cause 6 parties,
Okay,
right?
just go.
We have 6 parties.
Yeah,
Earth room is not soloed.
technically just 5. Okay.
Yep.
You can go anywhere you want. So since we've got 5 tanks and 1 Elise. Oh, sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Just fill in another room, or you can stay out here and
Or
you
you can
know.
just chill. Yeah, just chill.
just chill. So yeah. Okay, so we've got a tank in each room. I'm just checking, making sure. Okay.
Anyone else needs a tank? If not, then I think we all good lah. I think we all
Yeah.
okay. If you need a tank, just let us know. I have 2 tanks in my party. I think.
Yeah, so everyone is fine. I've just checked.
All right. Okay.
Yep.
Then, just pop
Ready
ready
check,
checks.
please, guys. Thank you.
Go into your rooms, guys. Go into your rooms and stay in the corner of the room, preferably lah. When the mobs spawn, they'll be facing in a direction, but you don't want to be near the center to face pull them instantly. Let the tanks do that instead. Okay, so just pop ready checks. Did we ready check already?
I'm about to do it. Yeah.
Okay. Fire, ice. Okay, at the same time, right,
Thank
just to
you.
mention this briefly now for everyone else, this is where the support fate spawns. So outside in Hydatos, there's a new Tristitia fate that will pop up, and the players out there will be doing that fate. If they don't clear it, we cannot proceed onwards in BA. So they will need to help us to clear the Tristitia fate out there. So you may notice that Kelly has also checked to see if the players out there have Dispel. Okay, they need Dispel to clear that fate out there. It's very difficult without it, so we usually try to ensure that someone has got it, preferably more than one. Okay, but thanks so much, support fate guys. Okay, they'll be coming in through the support desk after this. Okay, 8 new portals will spawn, and it will follow the same process as the original 48. 8 blue portals, 3 minutes later, shuffle 8 red portals, and people are free to grab the red portals. Okay, we're just waiting for all the parties to confirm their readiness. I think waiting on water room.
Yeah, just water.
Stone, ice, fire. Kana's all the way up there ready already, so I think water is okay. Yeah. Okay.
My light bulb just playing. What the fuck?
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Kana already said water already, so I think that's all of them.
Yeah.
So ET1320 lah. Okay, ET1320 will step in to we cannot screw up. Too many things happening, but it's okay. Thanks so much.
It's funny. Yeah, they were one of the first ones that did it.
Sure. They're ready much earlier. Then we just chit chatting here, talking about stuff, and then have to ask them again.
Yeah, I keep telling people they should chat too, not just us.
I mean, they are chatting. They're just chatting in the
Just chatting and shout.
chat. Yeah.
Alright. Cool.
Okay, so tanks, just make sure it stands on and rotate your Mega defensive. Step into the button at probably like now, I guess. Okay, now we're starting. Once all 6 buttons have someone in it, try to pull 1 mob at a time if you can, but always make sure to check if a party member has pulled something first. Okay, sometimes when they spawn, they are aggroed onto your party member, you want to grab that mob first.
Also be aware that they won't always hit the tank. They'll use the attack and they'll target someone in the party.
Yep. Just, I mean, dodge AoEs as normal. Last thing to mention here is that if you've cleared your mobs in the rooms, the door opens, you run out to the hallway and run to the main doors. If you get there first, you shout first. There is no
But you have to
Hey,
you have to touch the door first. My gosh.
how did Eric get there
Always.
already?
Always X team that gets it.
Probably using Shark Brander. Wow. Clearly,
Uh-huh.
clearly, must advertise a bit harder. Shark Brander.
Just a little bit. Yeah, exactly, Eric. Dude, if we lost.
uh, eh? Will Eliza be faster than us? I think yes. Reflect quite fast and kill both at
I
the same
think-
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they
She's
kill
still
them.
going.
Yes, alright.
Yeah,
you
she's
not
still
last.
going. Well, you can't
Bully the
really.
solo player.
You can't really, like, you know, have her as an alternative. No. She did do it really fast though.
Quite fast.
That was
quite
pretty
fast. Reflecting actually is quite fast because you can kill both at the same time, right?
If you see a treasure chest in here, this is the one that you missed at Raiden. So it's not a special extra chest, unfortunately.
If you see a treasure coffer here, right, please remember grab it. We are actually retracing our steps here, so if there's a treasure coffer, remember to grab it. Yeah, bonus chest. We call it bonus chest. Bonus chest. Okay, now all the way back to where we originally were. There will be more mobs that spawned, so please be careful with those mobs and just dispatch them as normal. Tanks, check your stances. Check your stances. If you are, because we just did the rooms. Remember to stance off if you're not intending to main tank or to tank things, and let the whoever wants to main tank just pull and kill things. Alright, support phase is done. Thank you very much, support desk. Okay, make it a point to tank them as well, and we'll proceed onwards. Okay, once we clear all the mobs in this hallway, okay, there's actually 3 mobs to look out for in this hallway here, by the way. There's a frog mob, which should have already been killed. There's a centaur mob, and there's a bibliotough mob. Okay, these 3 mobs, nothing very special about them, but they are wandering mobs, and it is possible that they walk into a room and you don't account for them, and the party goes beyond the room and they come back out of the room behind the alliance, and that's bad. So usually we try to make sure that we've accounted for all these mobs. Okay, I've seen accidents where the frog or the book comes out from the middle rooms and then just start one-shotting all the DPS and squishy healers at the back. So we just try to make sure we account for them. So this is the centaur book monsters up ahead. Very nice, all of them are accounted for. Okay, and at this point of time, we are going to wait for the support fate guys to come in. So the support fate folk have a 10-minute timer as well for them to enter into BA. Okay, we'll need to wait about 7 to 8 minutes for them to all get here. Usually I just round it up to 10 because they need to do their logograms and stuff as well. Okay, so we're gonna wait a little bit for them to get in. So this also doubles up as a tea break / bio break. Okay, bathroom break. Okay, so while we are waiting for support folk to come in, we will just take a short break here. This is the best time to go for a bathroom break. Okay, but note that as what Kelly is mentioning here, do not AFK for 10 minutes. Okay, or in fact anything more than 8 minutes, you are cutting it close. So if you're gonna go for a bathroom break or something like that, please be mindful to come back within, like 6 to 7 minutes. Okay, just to be safe. Okay, I'm gonna resume explanations at X40, so 7 minutes from now. Let's rest for a while. Okay, and go for a short break. Be back within 7 minutes or so. Okay, if you are going to be away for longer than that, be mindful that 10 minutes the game kicks you out of the instance. So please be very careful about that. Okay, other than that, go for a short break. I'll resume explanations in about 6 minutes or so. Okay, there'll be other players doing random things here as well. So just ignore lah. Just generally just ignore. So like the slumber party is going on over there. If you want to join them over here, you can. What you do is you step into the owl's aura, AOE attack, and do some sort of emote, and fall asleep. This is what we call slumber party. The AOE doesn't hurt you. It just makes you fall asleep. So you can just mess around with it. Okay, and the tanks sometimes use it to build Indom, as well as gauge LB, the limit rate gauge as well. Okay, and other things. There's a few other things that goes on here. Okay, but I won't spend too much time explaining this. Okay, so go for a short break. I'll be right back in about 6 minutes.
What you want?
Okay, no. Just checking to make sure the audio is turned on. Because
Okay.
I sometimes forget to. Sometimes forget to turn back on the audio.
Lol.
Tokyo is doing jumps over here. And then he's falling asleep while jumping. So he jumps really slowly.
That's funny.
Quite interesting, quite interesting to see the slow motion emotes here. Yeah, immune to sleep, right? Ha, just like in real life. Okay. Anyway, it's X40 already, so welcome back everyone. I'm gonna resume with some explanations on what to expect for the second half of BA. Okay, so we're not actually starting right away, but do be mindful once again. Okay, if you have just gotten back from a break, just kindly be reminded to watch out for that AFK kick timer. So just move around a little bit, rotate your camera or so, just to prevent getting auto kicked. Okay, now from this point onwards, we are going to face the third boss, Absolute Virtue, also known as AV for short. There will be 2 trash mobs afterwards, and the final boss, Ozma. Okay, so 3 more encounters. Now for AV and Ozma, there are actually DPS and rage timers. Okay, so AV is 7 minutes 30 seconds long, and Ozma is 10 minutes 30 seconds long. We highly encourage all players to swap over to DPS Wisdoms if you have it. Okay, DPS Wisdoms and Actions if you have it. Generally speaking, Plate Bearer doesn't do very much in terms of helping the DPS in the raid. Okay, it just keeps you alive, right? But if all you do is stay alive, then the boss isn't gonna get killed in time. Okay, having said this, for normal raids, we try to push DPS. For today's session, if you don't have a DPS Wisdom or you didn't bring one, it's fine. Don't worry about it too much. Okay, as a whole alliance, I believe we have enough DPS to take down the bosses, so I'm not too worried. Okay, but do keep in mind that in future runs, or if you ever participate in other BAs, it is highly encouraged for players to bring DPS actions instead. Okay, you will see some players in your parties popping them. Okay, things like Wisdoms of the Elder, Duelist, or Fiend Hunter for their respective classes will actually assist with the DPS. Okay, as well as certain actions like Double Edge, Eagle Eye Shot, okay, Magic Burst, etc. etc. Okay, I won't get too much into detail for all this. Okay, you are free to ask more about these actions after the run has concluded. Okay, it's a bit too late now. Okay, obviously, even if you want to bring something now, there's no way to access the Logos Manipulator now. Okay, but it is good information to have for future runs. Okay, now AV itself. Okay, AV is a wind aspected boss. Okay, so you may wish to rotate your Mega to the correct element. Okay, offensive ice against wind for DPS and other classes. Okay, and defensive on wind for the main tank, okay, as well as some of the healers who wish to just focus on staying alive. Now, AV's main mechanic, there will be is basically IDOS. Okay, and what happens is that AV places bracelets of either light or dark color on his wrists, and we need to go to the opposite color to resolve the mechanic that appears. Now, this manifests in 2 different ways. The first is puddles of both light and dark colors will appear on the arena, and the dangerous color, which is the color on his wrists, okay, those puddles will expand after a short amount of time, and all the puddles will explode. Okay, you need to move away from the dangerous color, and I will call it out during this fight. You will hear me say, move away from light, or move away from dark. Move yourself away from the dangerous colored puddles, ideally hugging a puddle of the opposite color either near the edge of the arena or between two of the safe colored puddles. If you are unsure where to go, follow the crowd. Okay, the vast majority of players will all be congregating on the safe spots. If you follow them, generally speaking, you should be fine. Okay, so this is the first mechanic. Move away from the dangerous color. The second mechanic is impact stream. AV splits the arena into two halves, and you simply need to go to the opposite color. Okay, go to the safe color. You once again will hear me call it out. Go to light, go to light, or go to dark, go to dark. Just be on the correct color. Once again, everyone will be on the correct half. Following them is generally safe. Now do note that midway through the fight, AV will disappear from the fight, and 3 impact streams will happen one after another. We'll be stacking near the middle for this and quickly crossing over to light, dark, respectively, depending on what the callouts are. Okay, for that phase, healers just heal yourself and your party, keep everyone alive. There's no DPS to be dealt there, just focus on staying alive. Okay, you may wish to pop Urican potions, as well as rotate your Magia to defensive, which is wind, for that specific phase in the fight. Okay, because all you're doing is just taking damage, incoming damage. So just rotate to defensive to mitigate most of the damage, and just focus on doing the mechanic and staying alive. Okay, now final few things to mention. Turbulent Aether is one of the more dangerous mechanics in this fight, and what happens is 8 randomly selected players is marked with an op and tether mechanic, and you need to avoid touching or letting the op touch you. Now what happens is that 8 random players will be tethered with an op, and this op and tether has a color, either a light or dark color. Around the edge of the arena, there will be 8 small puddles of both light and dark colors, exactly enough for the number of tethered players. So if there's 5 dark tethers and ops, there'll be 5 light puddles. Find the puddle of the opposite color, stand in it, let the op touch you or contact you, it will explode. But because you're standing in the puddle of the opposite color, that puddle will mitigate most of the damage coming in, and you will have resolved this mechanic. Okay, there will be 8 random players marked with this mechanic, and they will have to resolve that mechanic. If the op touches any tethered player, okay, their own op touches them, it will detonate, blasting them and anyone else around them. So these players must be very careful not to pop their ops in the center. Okay, most of us will be congregated near the middle of the arena, hitting AV while this mechanic goes out. So try your best to not pop the ops in the middle. That will blast everyone in the center, damaging, killing, and or applying damage down on those affected players. So try your best to resolve the mechanic. Pay attention to your own op and tether debuff. Okay, this is one of those mechanics where a few players need to resolve the mechanics, but if they don't do it properly, it can wipe everyone else. Later in Osma, we'll see some mechanics like this as well, which makes it difficult to clear the raid, because if players don't resolve mechanics, we can all fail because of a few players not being able to do their max. Okay, but we'll try our best. Okay, we'll try our best. Focus up, listen to callouts as well. Okay, now last thing to mention here, is Kana going to be our main tank still? Kana, will you be our main tank?
Yeah, I've already put it up.
Oh, okay.
Kana's main tank.
Thank you. Okay, so Kana will be our main tank for this fight. Now this fight is where it becomes important. Kana's at the front here. I'm pointing them out. Now all parties, kindly mark Kana with a sign, okay, either a cookie or
It's a cookie.
square or triangle or donut or something. Because tank busters in this fight will be centered on the main tank. So every time you hear me say tank buster, move away from main tank. Move yourself away from the main tank. It will make it easier to see where the main tank is. If they have a marker on their heads, help to mark the main tank for your parties. All you need to do is just stay away from the main tank. Okay, the main tank, whenever possible, might also move away from other players, but if there's players all around them, then they have no choice but to blast some players, and if you are not a tank or don't intend to take the tank buster, you're gonna die. Okay, so just be very careful about that. Okay, now in this fight there will also be ads, 2 wyvern ads that will pop up. We have actually assigned 2 tanks to hold them.
No,
No,
one
eh?
tank.
One tank, okay.
Cacophonics.
I can do the other
Kakaponics
one.
is doing poo.
Oh, Keko
No,
doing both.
he wants
Okay,
he wants
okay.
to do both of
Okay,
them.
understand.
So
I thought you not enough. Okay, so Keko will be handling both the ads. So usually what we do is we assign tanks to tank the ads. What the tank does is just hold the ads in place, and everyone else need to burn the ads down. Okay, if the ads stay up for too long, they will explode, and usually that leads to a raid wipe. Okay, so focus on the ads. Do note that the ads are a different element. AV is wind, the ads are thunder. So you need to rotate Magia to earth, burn the ads down, rotate back to ice, continue to attack AV. So there's some Magia rotation in this fight. Okay, be mindful about this. Now if you have Def L, Sharp Brand, Def L, Swift Cast, Def L sticks, the ads dies instantly. Okay, so Def L actually works on ads in this fight as well.
can I interject for
Sure,
a
go
second?
ahead. I'm almost done.
As much as emoting is actually very fun, in this sort of scenario, it would be great if you ticked your display log message off so that everybody else can see the chat. Thank you.
Kelly's basically saying is that don't spam emotes. Don't spam the emote log. You can turn off the text that comes with the emote by using the emote log command.
It's like this little tiny square at the bottom of your emote display. So
Okay lah.
thank you though.
I think other than that, we are gonna do ready checks at this point of time. Okay, so let's pop a ready check. Yeah, especially no UIing here. I can hear the.
No, I make an exception. I make
can
an
hear the
exception for a while.
motor making
Yeah.
making the noise. Okay, do ready checks. For those of you who are ready, right, just kindly step forwards beyond the purple line. Step into the arena if you are ready and you're here with us. Step into the arena so that we know you are present.
Bravery.
Anyone who isn't ready, please sound off. Okay, I'll wait at least 45 seconds for the ready check to conclude. And if there's anyone who didn't respond, let us know. Okay, other than that, I won't be manually checking each party to make sure everyone's here. We'll just begin in a short amount of time. Okay, assuming that everyone is okay and good. We'll be starting at ET 2140. Okay, no, 50 lah. Okay, 2150. ET 2150. Okay?
Yeah. Big
Yeah, I
deeps.
mean, worst case scenario, if someone isn't ready and they didn't mention it, they just missed the fight, which is not the end of the world, but you know, they don't get any loot,
Momo.
which sucks. I
Yeah,
mean,
man.
Momo doesn't need it. It's
Yeah.
fine. Okay, food check. Okay, the food will have dropped off in the intermission time. Okay, I've been talking for at least about 10-15 minutes
A
now.
long time.
Yeah, and stance check for tanks. Only the main tank should have stance on, everyone else stance off. Magia board check. You should rotate your Mega to the correct element. There will be some Mega rotation in this fight, so just be careful about it. You may need to do manual Mega rotation because the boss is untargetable, so you cannot use the auto Mega rotation. Okay, and limit break 2 will be at 2148. Limit break 1 is 2149. Range or caster LB later on. Okay, just fire it off because if you don't use it, technically the limit break meter will disappear when we start the fight. So you may as well fire it off so that we can push in a little bit more extra DPS for this fight. Okay, other than that, just try our best to listen to callouts. We do our best, pump DPS. If you do die and you get up, crack another spirit and pop it immediately to try to stay alive as best as you can. Okay, worst case it doesn't work, you stay dead, we'll pick you up after the fight concludes. Okay, so let's try our best. Ready up, we're gonna start soon. Okay, limit break 2, fire off now. Limit break 1, go ahead. And main tank will establish immediately. Great wide. This is dark bracelets moving away from dark puddles. Now the first time AV does it is only one colors. Subsequent casts will have multiple colors. Now come close to AV, come close to AV. He follows up with Medusa Javelin, which is this large conal attack. Now for this fight, you want to stay near AV in the center as much as you can because of such mechanics, which makes it hard to dodge. Going to dark, stay on the dark path. Okay, again, this mechanic, the closer you are to the center, the easier it is for you to cross over to the correct side. Tank
the dark
master
side.
on the main tank. Puddles coming up, 2 colored puddles. We are going away from dark puddles towards light. So the back half here is wood. You don't want to be standing in any puddle either. They are still
Oh, no.
dangerous. All good. Okay, if your spirit prop, just crack a new one. If you didn't, then we'll res you later. Red white. Turbulent Hater soon. Check for tether, wait for the javelin, and go. You'll find a puddle of the opposite color, stand in it, and pop your orbs safely. Tank Buster on main tank. Red white.
Oh no.
It's okay, it's fine. We'll get them later.
The cacao, like running up into the distance.
Red white. Now, shortly after this, AV becomes invulnerable, untargetable. You'll be stacking in the middle, rotating to defensive, pop Urican potions and stay alive. You stay in the middle and pop potions, healers just heal through. Light, go to light. All of it is light. You just remember to heal, stay on light. One more. Now after this, there's a proximity. You want to pop sprint, move away from the proximity, and come back in after AV lands. Go back in, he follows up with Medusa Javelin. Dodge Javelin, rotate back to offensive, and continue to burn AV down. Finally, move away from the main tank. AV does a tank buster here. Red white. Yeah, I saw that, but it's
Yeah.
okay. Yeah,
I saw Trish doing it, and I'm like, oh.
it's fine. Okay, now ads are up. Ads are up. Help to burn the ads down. Kako will be holding the ads now. Turbulent Aether as well. Check for tether. Wait for javelin and go. If you have tether, do the tether mechanic. Otherwise, help to burn the ads down. Tank Buster on main tank. Watch the tank. All good, don't worry. Yeah, I saw that. Too close to main tank. Can be helped. No worries.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get you later. Don't worry about it. Learning experience.
He's dead. Get the chest before you sack, guys.
Yeah, grab treasure.
That's a
coffer
sad
first.
time.
Yeah. I think two deaths only. Not too bad. I mean, there were a couple more, but the spirits propped. All good. Grabbing treasure coffer and moving on to the ads up ahead. The healers will stay behind to help sacrifice. So generally speaking, we tell players not to congregate around the dead players. Makes it easier for healers to help res. Haha, what's this?
Am I gonna die? Yeah,
Yes.
probably.
Die.
Am I gonna res? Probably not. Haha.
Sad.
What are you sad for? Jeez. Do you want spark? Like, I'll give you a slap. Yeah. You're obviously missing the attention. Alright, yeah.
Okay, up ahead, there's 2 more mobs up here. The tanks will pull the mobs, but don't burst the mobs down. Okay, these mobs are what we call DPS batteries. We use them to build our gauges. So if you don't need gauge, don't burn the mobs down too quickly. definitely don't use Def L on them. Just slowly build gauges. Okay, now do note that they will cast a skill called On the Properties of Darkness, which must be stunned or interrupted. Okay, no, must be stunned. Okay, cannot interrupt, must stun. But as a tank, I will usually be on hand with my shield bash to get reduced stun. Okay, the effect of this On the Properties of Darkness dispels buffs, which can remove Spirit of the Remembered as well, which is quite nasty. So we try to stun. Okay, but other than that, once this happens, once the mobs are killed, there's going to be a cutscene. Okay, get buckled in, there's going to be some explanations to be done here. Now, first things first. Okay, cutscene watchers, enjoy your cutscene. Okay, and for everyone else, kindly avoid, first things first, don't step on the shiny, glowy button at the front of the bridge. That button will send you into the Osma arena, and I get a bit nervous when people jump down early.
Yeah.
Okay, other than that, there's going to be a bunch of things that's going on here, so as mentioned, once again, get buckled in. Okay, cutscene watchers are done. Now, first things first, at the back of the arena, okay, at the rear of this bridge, there's going to be, usually the shell/protect casters will be at the rear of the bridge. What we do here on Materia is kind of novel, but we will form a line, and the person casting shell and protect will be at the back. Form a line up, get your shell protect, bow, say thank you, step out of the line, next person step forward to get their shell and protect. Okay, so we'll form a line at the back. Kindly help to line up, get a refresh on your shell and protect at the back, okay, or wherever the person casting it is at. Okay, I think it's somewhere in the middle. Thanks, Sigrid. Okay, just form a line, help to cast, thank you. Okay, and while that's going on, I will start explanations to save time.
Just one more thing.
Mm,
I'm only in need of south and east pain flare. So everybody else has already been assigned. So I've got Ivy's party as pain flare, and now I only need east. Who wants to take that? And then we're done. Yeah, I've got Momo already. Oh, for east, was it? Thank you.
sus. You only have one job. No lah, just kidding. Okay, thanks.
It was smart.
Kylie. Okay, I'm gonna start explanations. This is gonna take some time. So while the shell protect casting is going on, thank you very much. I will start explanations here now. The Osma fight is the final fight in the Baldijan Arsenal, and you need to clear this fight. No, let me rephrase that. You need to be in the Osma arena when Osma is killed to count as a clear. Okay, the phrasing is very specific. You can be dead in the arena and Osma is killed, it counts as a clear. Now the difficulty in this is that every 2 minutes Osma does something known as black hole, which, for lack of a better word, sucks or flushes player out of the Osma arena into Hydatos. Okay, if black hole happens and you don't do the mechanic or you are dead, you will get flushed out. Okay, dead players cannot resolve the mechanic. They don't get the buff needed to resist the mechanic even if they are in the correct spot. So you must stay alive for as long as you can in this fight until Osma dies for you to count as a clear. Okay, if you are dead but Osma dies before you get black holed, you clear. Okay, so try your best, stay alive, and do as much as you can, right, to try to stay in this fight. Okay, but touch wood, if accidents happen and you do die and you get sucked out, kindly stay with your party, don't rage quit and quit the game, because in your 8-man parties, right, you give the players inside access to LB3. Okay, if someone leaves, they lose 1 LB meter instantly, which is not very great if they are relying on healer LB3 later on. Okay, so kindly just stay with us until the fight is concluded. Okay, whether we clear or not is irrelevant. Okay, but at least give us a fighting chance while we are still in the Osma arena. Okay, now Osma itself. If you look at the, if you open the mini map, and or okay, if you have gotten your shell and protect and you go to the front, okay, being very careful once again not to step on the shiny glowy button, you will notice that the Osma Arena is a ring with 3 platforms, one on the east, one on the west, and one on the south. We need to split our main alliance into 3 parties, okay, or 3 groups, one east, one west, one south. Osma attacks 3 platforms at once every time it does an attack. Hence, we need 3 main tank parties on each platform. If there are more than 3 parties, any additional parties are sub-tank parties or ST parties, which will assist the main tank parties on their platforms. Okay, so you can see the Yell chat. Kelly has kindly typed it out. Thank you very much, Kelly. Main tank on east, main tank on south, main tank on west. Okay, so as an example, south platform, main tank is Ivy. ST party is Keko Phonics, which is the ST party, and there's a support desk party sometimes. Okay, here because we I think not enough players or something, right? So we just have main tank and sub tank parties.
If you find that you have a small party and you haven't actually been assigned anywhere, choose any of the platforms.
Yep. To be fair, only the main tank party and sometimes the ST party is important, quote unquote important. If we have like SST party or extra ST parties, right? But the main tank party is handling all the responsibility, then the ST party is technically not so important. Okay, although having more players on a platform in case things go wrong is always good. Okay, so this is for MT and ST parties. So you will notice that each party has been assigned or have mentioned their own assignments in the same manner that we normally do so. Okay, so in future runs, if you ever join a BA run, do understand that we will usually shout out something like this. Okay, for example, Momo Yumishi 1, 2, 4 East Pain Flare. Okay, or Ivy's party 2, 2, 4 South MT Pain Flare. Okay, 2, 2, 4 once again, 2 tank, 2 healers, 4 DPS. South platform MT means their main tank party. Pain Flare is the mechanic that is usually handled by the ST party. But sometimes, as mentioned, if there's fewer parties or if the main tank party can handle all the mechanics, they will mention it out as well. Okay, Pain Flare is actually the bleed mechanic that happens during the triangle form. Usually a healer will take it. Okay, and to not burden the main tank party, a healer from the sub tank party or ST party will usually take it. Okay, default we assign to ST party, but if main tank can handle it, main tank will mention it and we will take note of that assignment. Okay, now Osma main mechanics, okay, the important parts. There are 3 mechanics you need to look out for, and I will just briefly mention these. Okay, hopefully you have watched a guide or something, but I'll run through it real quickly. Number 1, meteors. Okay, meteors happen during the triangle and spike ball form of Osma, and 2 random players per platform gets marked with a massively huge AoE marker. You cannot miss it. When it appears, it covers literally the entire platform and the entire screen as well. Those 2 marked players must take their meteors to the rear right corner of the platform or to the left clockwise. On the ring-shaped platform, there's a button there. Later on, when we jump down to the main Osma platform, all parties will help place waymarks to show you where to drop the meteors. There will only be 2 waymarks on the platforms. That is the meteors, where the meteors should be placed. Okay, to make things simple, only for material runs, we only ever place 2 waymarks, and those are just for meteors. No other waymarks or anything of that sort. Okay, so there will only be 2 waymarks. That's where the meteor goes. One goes to the right back corner, one goes to the left. Now, meteors cannot be stacked. If one person is going to the back and you have the other meteor, you must go to the left, and vice versa. Try your best to adjust. Okay, once the meteors are placed, there's a proximity that appears from where the meteor is placed, and everyone will be coming back to the center near the front to stack for heals and shields. Okay, meteors, if misplaced, someone drops a meteor smack dab in the center of the platform, wipes out everyone on that platform. Okay, so try your best to place meteors properly, as best as you can. Okay, meteors is, as I always say, wipes out 99% of failed BA runs. Okay, most of the time it's just someone misplaced meteor, kaboom, everyone dies, that platform collapses, and then leads to a red wipe. So try your best to handle meteors as best as you can. Okay, that's number 1 mechanic, meteors. Number 2, acceleration bombs. Now, acceleration bombs happen during the triangle form of Osma, and a few random players will be marked with a debuff counting down. As it reaches 5 seconds or less, there's a dice icon that appears above your head. Now, if you've done other content like Susano OEX, the Delriada, the recent Fall Guys event has this acceleration bomb mechanic as well. And I think Ultima in one of the Rabanasta, Ridorana, I can't remember. It has this dice icon mechanic. You need to stop moving when the dice hits 1. Okay, you count out 3, 2, 1. As it reaches 1 or less, you need to stop moving, stop attacking, stop auto-attacking. Just don't do anything. And you will just fizzle, you will just drop off, nothing happens. You have resolved Excel bombs. But if you move cast or auto-attack, okay, auto-attack means if you are ranged and you fire your gun just as the dice snapshots, it will explode, shaving away 90% of you and everyone else's around you HP. Okay, it's fixed percentage base, cannot be mitigated. Everyone drops to 10%. If you have less than 90%, you will just die. So acceleration bombs, please be very careful with them. Don't trigger Excel bombs as best as you can. Okay? These mechanics are personal mechanics that must be resolved properly, but if you fail to do them, you can blast the entire party or everyone around you. Hence, this makes it difficult for Osma to be cleared, to guarantee clears. Okay, I can't just bring in a group of experts and we help carry everyone. That's not possible. Everyone needs to pay attention, do their part, and try their best. Okay, now AFK warning, if you've been AFK for more than 7 minutes or more, just kindly move your character around a little bit to avoid getting auto-kicked. Okay, now I'll resume explanations and last few things to cover before we ready check and get going. Now, Black Hole happens every 2 minutes. Every time Osma changes into a sphere form, which is what he is now, it will do Black Hole. Now, to resolve Black Hole, you need to be on any button. Okay, if you look at the platform, there's a button on every platform, okay, rectangular shaped platform, and there's also a button on the ring shaped platform. Now, we always say go to the left, so we will remain that way. If you're on the south platform, you'll go to the button on the south platform or the one to the left in the clockwise direction. There are 6 buttons in all, and all 6 buttons must have someone in it. Okay, as the common phrase goes like this: every button needs a body, which means every button must have someone in it, and every body needs a button. You must be in one of the 6 buttons. If you're not in any button, you will get sucked out. You will get flushed out of the Osma Arena. If one button has nobody in it, everyone gets flushed out. We all wipe. Okay, so this Black Hole mechanic is the important mechanic to keep yourself in the arena during this fight. Resolve Black Hole as best as you can. Now, unfortunately, if you are dead, even if you're on the button, you cannot resolve it. You will get flushed out. Now, do keep in mind in this fight, do not AFK or stop paying attention in this fight. Even if you are dead, we have seen cases where healers will sacrifice dead players mid-fight, okay, because you are going to get sucked out soon, right? So the healer will combat res, okay, or combat sack, which is cast sacrifice in combat to get you up. Quickly run to a button, the nearest button, so you can stay in the fight. The healer is going to die shortly after, but they will buy themselves 2 more minutes of time for the next Black Hole. Okay, maybe someone else will sacrifice them, maybe their spirit will trigger. Don't lose focus in this fight. We have seen cases where new players give up, the healer sacrifice them, they get up, they stand still, they get sucked out anyway. So don't lose focus during this fight until you get sucked out. Okay, obviously if you get sucked out, then unfortunate, that's too bad, but try your best to stay in it until we resolve, until the fight is concluded. Okay, so that's Black Hole. Okay, now last few mechanics, last few things to mention here. There's a couple of knockbacks in this fight. There's Shooting Star, which is a radial knockback pattern that pushes you away from the center of the ring, from the button on the platform. I will call out get knocked to the front or get knocked to the back. Some of these knockback mechanics can be nullified with anti-knockback skills like Arm's Length and Surecast, but sometimes you will need to be knocked back to avoid the AoE mechanics coming up afterwards. Pay attention to the callouts and resolve accordingly. During the square form, there's a small little pushback called Holy, which will push you away from Osma in the center. You will hear me say something like, incoming knockback, stay closer to the front. Here, or Holy, small knockback, stay closer to the front. This pushes you away from Osma to the outer edges, but the movement may require you to go to the rear or get off to the sides, get off the platform basically. Please be careful. When I say go to the rear, incoming knockback means go to the rear, but don't be at the very edge of the rear of the platform. There's a small little pushback. It should push you closer to the rear, but not off the edge of the rear of the platform. Okay, the callouts can be a bit confusing because I'm asking you to go to the rear, but you cannot be at the very edge of the rear. Stay slightly, ever so slightly away from the back of the platform. Okay, and that's it for all the mechanics of this fight. Any important questions that you need to ask or want to clarify, now is the time to do so. Okay,
I just wanted to mention, if you do get sucked out by black hole, stay in a party. Your healer might need LB3.
As mentioned earlier, don't rage quit, leave the game or quit the game. Give the players still fighting a fighting chance. It gives us access to LB3 if you stay in your party. Okay, other than that, we will pop ready checks, and some of the players have started jumping down already. They do note that once we jump down or players start jumping down, you must be ready to begin, because if something happens, we will start immediately. Okay, we can carefully start to go down. Do not fall off the platform. Don't cut corners. As Kana says, don't fall off the platform. Don't cut corners. You will die if you fall off before the fight starts. Don't target Ozma. If someone early pulls Ozma, the fight starts immediately. Okay, someone fell off already.
Oh my god.
Okay, be very careful. Fingers crossed. Okay, get res. If not, then a healer have to get res them. But yes, good example. Do not do what Erroneous Hyphen just did. Yes, hopefully a healer can sacrifice them. Thanks very much.
I'm just the comic relief for the run, apparently.
I understand. This is like the things you do not do in Ozma fight.
Yeah. The guy with all the gear falls off the edge.
Alright. Okay, other than that, get to your platforms. Now, parties should place waymarks, one at the back, one on the left. If you don't see a waymark, ask your party to help place them for you. Okay, it's party specific. Only your party can see your waymarks or your party's waymarks. These are for the meteor waymarks later on. Tanks, make sure you have your stances on. Okay, main tanks have stance on. Ozma is Thunder expected, and there is no mega rotation in this fight. It is always going to be Thunder, Beyond Earth for DPS, Thunder for defensive. There will be adds in this fight. Just burn the adds down. They are the same mega element. Okay, other than that, food check. Okay, food would have dropped off if you haven't refreshed it at all. Make sure you have at least enough for 10 minutes in this fight. Gear check, mega check, stance check for tanks. Okay, and we will start at ET. I'm gonna do a shout here. I don't know if the others can hear. So ET 0630. Okay, I usually give a slightly longer start time for this for players wanting to do Focus L shenanigans as well as Del shenanigans. Okay, these are all the veteran DPS players pumping out DPS at the start for a very big opener. Okay, other than that, if there's any other pressing questions, feel free to ask them before we get started, but we'll try to start at 0630, LB2 at 0628, LB1 at 0629, range, caster, or melee LB. But for melee LB users, please be extremely careful not to touch the ball. Okay, you can actually melee LB Ozma, but do not touch its hitbox. Okay, with this pro tip number 69, do not touch the ball. You will actually aggro it if you touch it. Okay, you can stay at max range and melee LB if you want to, but if you want to play safe, let the range or casters do it. It's a very minor increase in DPS only, so don't risk it, let the range or casters do it. Okay, other than that, pro tip number 67, Beauty's pro tip 67, if this is making you nervous, lower down the BGM /BGM space 0 if the music is making you nervous. Okay, this tends to make you a bit anxious, so you might want to lower down the BGM. Other than that, breathe in, deep breath, breathe in, breathe out. We are going to start soon. Focus up, listen to callouts. Let's do our best. LB2 now. LB1. Okay, and main tank will establish. Okay, Ozma opens up with heavy hitting tank buster like auto attacks on all the 3 main tanks. Keep the main tanks alive. Okay, also sometimes main tanks might need to provoke at the start because DPS opens with huge one shots. Now go to the rear, and staying stacked together move forwards as a group. The spiked wall form does a split damage auto attack that needs to be shared. If you get caught by it by yourself, you're gonna take it by yourself and probably die. There'll be a radial knockback. After this, get pushed to the front. Okay, this knockback comes out from the middle, get knocked to the front. Arm's length and surecast works as well. And continue staying stacked. Black hole 1 soon. Okay, black hole number 1 will require you to go to a button, any button, be on any button. All 6 buttons must be accounted for.
I saw that.
Button.
You taking a sweet ass time getting to the button. Dude, you've got like those dungeons are bad influence.
Okay, now go to the rear. Go to the rear. Everyone to the rear. Okay, and just go back to the front afterwards. There'll be a double movement mechanic soon. Double movement mechanic. Getting off the platform, main tanks get off last. Go to the rear afterwards. Go to the rear now. Spike ball form. Staying stacked as a group, move forwards. There's meteors incoming. Meteors, go. Meteors, go. Try to adjust.
Clockwise.
No, it's okay, it's okay.
Okay.
Just all good. We'll just move away to the side and knock to the front. Burn adds.
Yep. We lost some people.
Yeah, it's okay. Try our best. Burn the ads, stay stacked. All good. Keep going. Okay, double move. No, this is single movement mechanic. Get knocked to the rear. Get knocked to the rear. You must ride the number to the rear. Wait for the donut. Wait for the donut. Then move forwards together as a group. Black hole will be happening soon. Healers get ready to sacrifice if needed. If you go to a button, all 6 buttons must be accounted for. Once the animation has gone off, you can step off the button. A bit unfortunate, but let's keep going. Stay to the front, stay to the front. Get off the platform afterwards, get off the platform now. Triangle form, meteors and acceleration bombs. Get ready. You'll be seeing both acceleration bombs and meteors in this phase. Accel bombs stop moving. Meteors go, try to adjust. Place your meteors and come back to the party for shields and heals. The Accel bombs stop moving if needed. Burn ads. Bait flame. You can help to burn some of the ads if there's features lacking on other platforms. Get off the platform, get off the platform. Accel bombs, be careful. Continue to bait flame. Just stay stacked. Black hole 3 soon. Black hole, go to a button, any button, all 6 buttons must be accounted for. Once the animation has gone off, you can step off the button. Movement mechanic. Getting off the platform, get off the platform, main tanks get off last. Go to the front afterwards. Go to the front now. Staying stacked to the front left, tank bait lasers away from the party and pop orbs. Try to avoid hitting the tanks with the stack marker. Small incoming knockback. Hop. And continue to bait lasers away from the party. Square form is the best form to DPS. Just burn, burn, burn.
Read.
Movement mechanic. Staying stacked, go to the rear. Small incoming knockback, go to the rear. Small incoming knockback. Continue to bait lasers away from the party. You see, you try to burn it, but we are close to black hole number 4.
Come on, guys.
Try. Black hole 4. Those who can avoid.
Kill it.
Okay, nice.
Nice. All the people dead are going.
Saved a few players. Yeah, save a couple of players.
Oh
but all I
look,
see
there's
is
a tans on the ground
yeah, all I
here.
see is tans. Good job,
Yeah.
tans. No, but he didn't sacrifice. Don't know what he do. Yeah.
Congrats! Oh gosh, there's 5 people in our party that are like,
Yeah,
that's
nice.
awesome.
Nice job, tans. I'm not sure what you're doing, but good job. Whatever that was. Alright, congrats for those
funny.
who cleared. There's okay. First things first. First time, if it's the first time you cleared, you got to yeet yourself into the giant toilet bowl in the center. This is a ritual that we do here. First time clearers, yeet yourself. Forsake your loot. No lah, I'm just kidding. You still get the loot. just jump in. And then you'll respawn at the south platform afterwards. Now, there's a treasure coffer at the south platform. Remember to grab it, and if you want to take screenshots, we'll just take screenshots facing away from the exit on the southern platform. Okay, now this will conclude the final BA practice run from me before Dawntrail. So thank you so much for coming, everyone. Now, for those who did not manage to clear, okay, I know there's a couple of players who unfortunately got sucked out. Don't fret. You have now seen the entirety of BA from start to finish. There's gonna be another run in an hour and a half. So if you rush, I don't have to rush, but you can still catch it later.
Yeah, there are a lot of people from here at the moment that will actually go through and do another run. If you're still new and you got exited by accident and you really want to clear it, probably just like tell them, they're like, hey, can you help me? Like, and I bet you any money they'd be more than welcome to. And
but you don't
stuff.
even
They
have
would
to
like it.
how do I say this? In a nice way, in the
In a
nicest way
nice
also, in the nicest way possible. You don't have to ask them. What I mean is that you just show up. Okay, most runs on MATERIA is FFA, free for all. You show up, you be prepared, you shout for a party or yell for a party, join, hop in the VC, listen to callouts. If there are instructions and you can help out, you volunteer yourself, and then just join everyone, have fun, chat along the way, and just join everyone. There's like a small but very thriving community here running BA almost every week. So feel free to just like integrate yourself into the community. I myself, I'm a bit retired, so I don't do as many runs as I do nowadays. But I've seen a lot of the regular hosts host runs every week. Feel free to just get notified of when BA runs are happening in our Discord, okay, the BA events channel. They will post. Okay, the hosts will post runs whenever they're running one, and almost always guaranteed is FFA format. So you don't need to do anything, don't need to sign up, just show up, be prepared, join the run, have fun, and inevitably it will lead to more clears. Okay? You will inevitably lead to more clears. Some runs will wipe, most runs will clear. Okay, but fun is guaranteed to be had all the time. Okay, so feel free to join for more runs in future. Now, if there's any other questions that you wish to ask, okay, yes, achievement mount. Okay, mount is in the achievements menu. You actually need to exit Hydatos to pick it up. Okay, but don't just leave the instance. If it's your first time clearing BA, use the exit portal here at the back. There's the Popoto on the other end who wants to talk to you a bit more about something, and they'll finish up your quest line for you. Okay, they'll conclude your quest line, ask you make a choice or something. I can't remember. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
If you have actually left an area, basically just go into the entrance that's close to in like the bottom of the map, and it will take you to
Yeah.
the castle again.
Yeah, okay. For if let's say you accidentally left and you need help getting back in, right? You don't actually have to go through the whole BA from start to finish. Again, although I don't see a reason why not. But you can actually come in from the Hydatos instance. There's a rear exit, rear entrance.
You've used it before.
So if you need help to get back into this exit area, just let us know in the Discord. We'll send someone to guide you there. Okay, but otherwise, I'm assuming everyone is okay. Make sure you get your quest, your achievement reward, finish your quest. Do join us for more. Okay, if you have any questions on certain things or regarding BA, okay, I know this is a practice run and I don't explain too many things. If I did explain more things, people will say like, why is the run taking 4 hours? So any other questions if you have, things like how to main tank, what do I bring as a healer, if I want to DPS, what action should I bring, I've cleared BA, now I want to try this, I want to try that. Feel free to ask any such questions in the Eureka questions channel. Okay, we have a questions channel in our Discord for any questions whatsoever on Eureka, including things to do with BA. Okay, and there's a lot of veterans here in our Discord who will help answer such questions. Feel free to ask them in there. Okay, the lounge channel is used more for chatting and degen talk. Okay, if you want to join them there, by all means go ahead. But the questions go into the questions channel. Okay, and other than that, thanks so much everyone for coming. Okay, I will not be hosting anymore until after Dawntrail. Okay, I won't be hosting any more BA runs until after Dawntrail, but the regular host will still be running BA all the way up into the lead up to Dawntrail. Okay, I also like to thank the regulars here. Okay, Kelly, for being the helping organize all of my practice runs. Thanks so much, Kelly.
I need food. I'm hungry.
Is it lunch?
I didn't eat lunch. No, I was out up shopping.
I
Yeah.
see. Spending money again, I see.
No, up shopping is fun. Yeah, I got a new vanity inside table, so I'm happy.
But yeah, so thanks Kelly for helping all. Thanks the usual main thanks. I think Iris, Kenna, Gecko, and etc. Friends. I always see the same few names. You guys know who you are. Yeah, all the usual regulars, veterans. Eric especially, Perception God Eric. Okay, you want to learn Perception? Go ask Eric. Actually, to be fair, he knows almost everything so you can ask him anything as well. He knows everything there is to know about BA, probably more than what I know. And the usual veterans, all the regulars who come fill up these runs. Okay, these runs are mainly due to the effort of the regulars. So thanks so much. I really appreciate it. I can't run these without you guys. So thank you very much. Okay, and that's it from me for BA. And for this last session, I will see you guys in Dawntrail. Okay, another 30 days or so. Hype. See you guys in Dawntrail and see you guys around for future shenanigans in Eorzea. Thanks so much and have a good weekend. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye. I'm really hungry. I'm gonna
go eat dinner. Go.
Do you want to do more here later? Or no?
Later on, I should go settle dinner as well.
Yeah. But I'm gonna eat. We're gonna be late for another 2.5, 3 hours, I think.
I won't take that long. Maybe an hour.
Not you.
But I'm the one who eats slower. If I take 2 hours.
You eat low. You eat so early, man. Like, I only eat at like 8. I don't understand how you can eat so early. Is it just old man things?
No. What the
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye now.
Bye.
Take care. Alright, so that's it from me. I'll catch up on the chat after this. But thanks so much for joining us as we ran through BA for the final time in Endwalkers. I will be, or should I say, I will not be hosting. Oh, it's a cute photo. I will not be hosting BA any time soon until after Dawntrail. So I will wait for the content lull in Dawntrail before I host any more BA. Usually I run these every month when there's a content. Well, technically I just run them every month, to be honest. I just run them every month, but I will generally wait a little bit after Dawntrail arrives before I start hosting these again. Okay, so do look forward for more BA runs in future. Okay, today's pretty successful. Most of the runs tend to be like this, to be honest. Most of the time, it just with all the veterans and stuff, we usually get clears quite easily. The content itself isn't that difficult nowadays, so we generally have easy clears for most runs. Okay, but it is still fun. I still enjoy running these. Hanging out with the regulars, the veterans, okay, new faces, always a good time. So I do look forward to running more. Just that my schedule is quite packed now, so I can't afford to run this every day. You know, like, okay, don't say every day, like every week also is still quite a number of hours. So I love to run more, but just not enough time to do all the things that I want to do as well. Okay, but I'll try my best to at least host once a month. Okay, if I have chances or opportunities, I'll host more. I think there's definitely going to be a couple of new teamed BA runs, Pictomancer run, Viper run, level 80 remit, tank healers, etc. type of runs in future. Okay, once Dawntrail arrives, so I will look forward to those as well. Okay, other than that, thanks so much everyone for coming along and joining us as we went through the Baldigian Arsenal. If you like my content, as always, do remember to like and subscribe to my channel, okay, to be notified of when I'm streaming. Okay, and if you have any comments and or feedback, feel free to leave them down in the comments section below. Okay, I'll actually look through those and reply. Okay, so that's it from me for today. Okay, I'm gonna chill for a little bit, go grab dinner, read through the chat logs and everything. Okay, so I'll catch you all again. I'll be streaming again tomorrow for another Mount Rockon. Okay, my 2 to 5 p.m. Sunday session. Okay, 2 to 5 plus 8 GMT Sunday session with Kelly, Space Dog, and I'll find someone else to fill for Gallant. Okay, and do catch me again tomorrow for that one, as well as Monday there'll be another EMR. Okay, last few sessions before I take a break for Dawntrail. So thanks very much everyone. Okay, I look forward to more streams and I'll see you guys around. Have a good weekend and bye bye now.